to embark. Thrills and chills, we embrace them all.
What's going on, Gorehounds, and welcome to another fantastic episode of the Gore and More podcast. I'm your not so mean fluff master supreme, Big Johnny D, bringing the shit show in as always. However, you know I can't bring this shit show in alone. For with me as always are my beloved horror brethren. Started off as always, we have our Dark Lord of Knowledge, that Chad Daddy, all the way down from the Chattahoochee, Mr. Chad Chrisman.
What's up, bitches? And pardon me, I was just sharing away here.
Yes, and if you can share as well, that would be fantastic. We have in black and white down in the bottom corner, we have Lord Scuba Cabra, the Dean of Deceased, host with the ghost, Mr. Steve Vasquez.
Yeah, I turned my microphone off. Yeah, see, I forgot to turn it back on. I was yelling at my wife. I needed to give her the 1-2, you know?
Jesus Christ.
The funny thing is, we all know Mel would kick his ass.
I know.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Absolutely. It's,
Yeah, but the other thing is, like, he would enjoy it. So it's not even like...
It's
you like a little bit to the left.
We also have that Long Dong Silver, that killing machine, that meat mountain himself, Mr. Bobby Amone.
Good evening, everybody. And how am I looking?
Gorgeous as always.
Clear as hell.
Bobby,
It's
this is the
sounding good,
clearest I've ever seen you since
See?
I've
That's
been
what we
on this
said,
damn
too.
show.
It is the announcement, new Wi-Fi extender. So now I'm cooking with gas, so we're good to go.
Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that yet.
Hey, don't.
Did you put that? Yeah, you did.
I set this shit up for a
I know.
specific reason. Don't you play with my toys, John.
All right,
Do
I
not
won't.
play with my toys.
I was adjusting my computer. I didn't even see what it was. Damn it.
I didn't even see what it was either.
That's why I'm giggling over here. Anyway,
Hey,
Brody's here.
what's up,
Brody?
Gene Brody. All right. So as you can see, we are talking 2024's VHS Beyond. This is the latest installment in the VHS series. And I do realize, I'll just say right now, that we jumped ahead a little bit from what we previously reviewed from 1 and 2.
A little.
It doesn't matter.
A
Yeah, it
little.
doesn't matter. We'll discuss that
They don't tie
As-
up.
as we go down the road. But before we do, we're going to talk about what we did in the past weekend or didn't do, whatever the fuck. So, Mr. Vasquez, if you could please. Potato.
Fuck you, Brody. Goddamn potato. Ladies and gentlemen,
He
it is
is
now
obsessed.
time for your
Wow.
goddamn potato.
Oh, boy.
Wow, we should get him all wired up every time.
That's right.
Yeah,
Potato.
seriously. We're just all going to start putting potatoes in our background right here.
Potato.
My fucking
Potato, Matana.
It's
Yeah,
Brody.
right.
Brody is obsessed with that fucking potato.
Fuck that potato.
If y'all don't know what the
Goddamn ass.
if y'all don't know what the potato they're talking about, it's the phasmophobia potato. Yes, there's a potato.
Yes, and it's got a
makes
face
this
on
noise.
it.
It makes this noise.
It does have a little face on it too. That's cool.
Chad?
He's a cool little dude. So yeah, anyways, Chad Daddy, how was your weekend, homie?
Not too bad. So Friday, Gene asked me if I would help him move a toolbox, and I decided, yeah, I got nothing else going on, so I went over to help Gene move a toolbox, and we had the intent of going out to lunch and hanging out at his place for a while, watching a movie. We were heading down to Taco Bell, and I get a call from my wife. She took the kids to go to her friend Sarah's, or that was the plan. Apparently, my father-in-law, was in an accident.
Oh.
4 hours away, so she had to take the kids back home. I had to come back home after we ate lunch, so she could be out there. Me and Gene sat at my house, though, instead, watched this really, really shitty movie called Spree.
Old man's okay?
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
Good.
yeah, he's fine.
Just skipped over
no,
that real quick. He's fine.
I know. I just kind of feel like, just in case,
You gotta
anybody's
ask.
listening and wondering, like, you know.
yeah, he didn't get hurt or anything,
Okay,
but
okay.
he's a trucker, and they think his truck might be totaled.
Oh shit.
That's we'll find out more about that later. But
Fair enough.
so we watched that movie called Spree, which is about based on the rideshare killer.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Terrible movie.
Oh,
The whole way it's filmed as if it's a live stream on YouTube or
is it
TikTok or something.
So I'm assuming it's a newer movie.
I think it was like 2020 or 2021 it came
All
out.
right, so
All
newish.
right, so it's not
Newish.
that old, though.
Okay.
but it's fucking stupid.
Would
So
you
that
rather
might be
watch Would you rather watch that movie again or Witchboard?
Ooh.
Oh, see, I was going to ask for Open 24 Hours because that's newer.
What was newer?
Yeah,
Open
Open 24 Hours is newer, so that was like 2016.
Oh no, fuck
20.
that movie.
No. We watched that enough.
Wait, so you said this was filmed like a streamer thing?
Yeah.
So more like well, I know Host, but what the hell's the other one? They're Unfriended, right? That's all like streaming shit and everything too.
This is this guy. He's live streaming his whole stupid spree. It was just
so well. Okay, didn't the movie Laid to Rest do that too, or was he just taping himself killing?
I think it was just taping himself killing.
Okay, because that was kind of like pre-streaming shit. I feel.
Is that the one with the chrome skull killer?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
You know what? Camera work is kind of cheap, but the gore's pretty solid, and the overall like idea of the movie's kind of good. Never seen the second one.
Also, these came in this week, which we were talking about our little buzzers.
Oh,
that we've been
yeah.
using for, and so here is the this would be for the bomb pick where Bobby will be like, "Hey, next week we're watching Terminator," and then it'll be like, "Nope, sorry, Bobby, your movie is gonna be House of the Dead."
I like how it's me.
So you're gonna have to nice. So you're gonna have to send us that link then, right? So we all get the same ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna program a buzzer sound to my fucking little.
Then
Rodecaster
there's
thing.
also this one, which I was thinking of using maybe during if we do the draft thing and somebody gets a draft pick and somebody could be like, "Oh, I'm going to take this," and you're like, "Nope, I'm using a steal, and I'm stealing that from you, motherfucker."
I'm fine with that.
We should
I
have
think
a
it's
cash-in pick also, like one that is in the deck that nobody knows that we know is a solid 5 that we can call in as a wild card.
Would it have to be a group unanimous pick on the movie?
No. Everybody has their own individual one to use.
Yeah,
at
but
a
see, we
certain
like
point.
Chad mentioned before though. Like, how can you guarantee that 5?
You pick a fucking classic movie that we know we all
but
love.
we've done a lot of the classic 5s.
But see, like,
Yeah.
I would
Here's
think
the
Jaws
thing.
would be a 5, and Scoobs hates Jaws, and Brody hates Jaws.
This is true. I don't
See,
hate
that's
Jaws.
true.
It's just not a 5 for me.
See where it's
No, it's a 5. You just can't admit it. It's okay. It's okay.
Bobby, I don't want to hear shit after the shitty movies
you know
you
what?
made me watch this year.
I dare might say Jaws 2 may be better than the first one.
It's
No.
a hard no.
No.
Hey,
It's
I'm not saying
only the
third
it's a
one's better.
slasher movie with a shark. That's the only thing. Other than that, the
Dude,
first
see,
one's the best.
what takes me out of
So
Jaws 2
Juice?
is that one. What takes me out of Jaws 2 is that one scene where the Jaws goes after somebody as they're pulling them up in the boat and it gets real close and the mouth goes like this and you can see the hydraulic inside of it.
I don't know.
I cannot
Oh,
unsee
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Did I
You'll-
send you boys the AI Jaws video?
Oh,
Dude,
I
that
don't
thing
think
is
so,
fucking
no.
terrifying. It's like they took clips from the original Jaws, but
just, like,
it's like
spruced it
AI.
up.
Dude, fucking terrifying. There's a scene where like Jaws is like fucking swimming through the goddamn water. And it's not just, the dorsal fin. You see him like fucking jump out of the goddamn water like the way a great white would.
see, that's a little like Meg to me,
Dude. Yeah, but
No,
great whites
you know-
do that shit.
Great white-
No,
can-
you know what that makes me
they can
think
jump.
of it was an old fucking Robot Chicken
Disney?
sketch where they did a special edition of Jaws and they had Jaws like breaching up out of the water and shit like that.
Wasn't
And
he
it was
like talking shit?
Yeah,
though?
he's
yeah,
talking shit
yeah,
too.
yes, he was.
"Nice, hey, we let him go."
Yeah, that's
Send
right.
that AI. I want to see that. And it's
But no.
okay, Mike. It's all right. I'll take it. Mike's here.
But
as
then,
well.
Saturday, what did we do? Saturday. I don't think we did much anything Saturday. Saturday night, me, Scoobs, Gene, and Brody played some Phasmophobia, which Brody and Gene, we told them all about before the show, so we don't have to discuss it on the show because of the content warning that would have to accompany it.
Yeah, it's just private chat.
It's private chat. You don't get to know unless you play Phasmophobia with us.
Or you pay for the Patreon that we still haven't put up.
Oh no, I remember.
Hey, I'll
Saturday
still
we
do it.
cleaned. We cleaned house Saturday and got rid of a bunch. We have all these fucking big logs and shit beside the house that we decided to get rid of. So that was Saturday.
Logs.
Sunday I went to my in-laws for Father's Day, and then we came home. And then today did some more work around the house. Went to the gym. Oh yeah, and I started off watching this fucking ass movie. And I beat Terminator Resistance.
Woo!
Great
Nice.
fucking game. Scoops, on to you, buddy.
Let's see what I do. Let's see. I started off my early weekend. I'm gonna start on Thursday where I fucked up my car. I drove into deep ass water. We had like a flash flood happen, and I was like, the water's not that deep. It was that deep. It went over my fucking hood and engine locked the car. So I had a tow truck pull it to the dealership. He told me it's gonna be a lot of money to get it fixed, and I told him I don't want the car no more. So what did I do on Friday? Friday, Mel and I jumped on Carvana, and we got me a brand new car. So I now have 2 Ford Escapes, which my friend Julian's like, why the fuck would you get 2? And I'm like, I love the way they drive. The first one didn't do me wrong. Mel's got a white one. I have a black one. Good to go. Picked that up on Saturday. Played Phasmophobia with the boys, like I said, and had a fun time. Almost died laughing. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's see. And then Sunday, for some reason, I woke up stupid early Sunday. I was up at 6:30 in the morning.
The dad was calling to you.
Yeah, I just woke up and I was laying down, and Mel finally said, "Okay, I gotta get up and go get your breakfast." I'm like, "You don't have to do none of that. Like, I'll cook breakfast. Don't worry about it." Like, I don't like being catered to.
It's
so.
weird.
No, I just don't. You know what I mean? Like, especially like on my birthday, it's weird because it's never been a thing. So now that it is a thing, I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. But she went out of her way. She went and got me my favorite Mexican breakfast food, which is barbacoa. She got me some of that, and she got me some menudo, and we sat in the living room and watched TV while Charlie was asleep. Then Mel fell asleep on the couch. Oh my God. So one of the things that we did talk about Saturday, Brody AI generated a picture, Diddy's ghost trapped in a music box, and it got Gene. So that was the inside running joke. He generated the first picture. And I said, "Oh, the only thing missing is a bottle of baby oil." So then he redid it, and it definitely had a bottle of baby oil. But she catered to me. It was pretty cool. And then she fell asleep, and it was like 10 o'clock, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe 9:45. Yes, Gene. Yes. So I went outside and I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to cut my grass. So I went outside and damn near had a heat stroke. It was like 90 something degrees already. Wasn't even noon. And I have this tall ass Johnson grass right on the side of my house, and it's a bitch to cut. So I had the weed eater battery charging, and I can do my whole backyard. I don't know why. For some reason, the battery said it was fully charged, and it only lasted like 10 minutes and didn't even get me halfway through the goddamn grass on the side of the house. So I just had to go with my damn mower and go over it. And I was just done for the day after that. Didn't want to do anything else. Saturday, while we were in San Antonio, we stopped at Big Lou's Pizza, which is this very well-known pizza joint in San Antonio. They have this giant, like, I don't even know how big the pizza is, but it's huge, covers the whole damn table. The slices are like the length of my arm. We didn't get the big pizza. We just got a normal pizza. So that's what I ate for lunch yesterday, was the leftovers. And then we watched Predator because John had mentioned watching Predator. But I started my day by watching Terrifier 2. For some reason, I just wanted to watch it. So that's what I was watching, Terrifier 2. And then went to Predator, and then Predator 2. And then as I'm sitting here editing my wrestling show, Charlie walks in and says, "Dada," and I turn around and she's holding this mug, and it says, "My dad is awesome."
Aww.
And so she hands it to me, and I turn it around, and it's a
Yes!
mug.
Oh,
Yes!
so cute.
She picked it out herself at Walmart. Mel told her to pick one of the mugs, and this is the one she picked. So
Nice.
it's like awesome. Then Mel got me. Damn, did I bring it in here? I didn't bring it in here. She got me the novelization of Maniac Cop, which I'm super stoked. I already started reading it. Haven't gotten too far in it. I was going to read it today at work, but I got busy at work, so I didn't get to veg out at work like I usually do. And yeah, that was it, man. Had a pretty good Father's Day. Enjoyed it. And then I watched this fuck ass movie. Bobby?
Listen, I'm going to say it right now. I went as blind as all of us. All I'm gonna say, so I don't want to hear it. But anyway, my weekend was good. Friday night, well, last week.
What the fuck was that? Anyways,
Last week I was house sitting at my brother's house.
Jesus Christ.
May
Anyways,
I,
continue, Bob.
Continue.
Continue,
Continue.
Bob. Sorry.
may
We
I
gotta get through this
continue?
shit. Yes, because it's a long ass movie. We gotta get through this shit. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay. I have very little behind the scenes stuff to work on, so we got time.
I was at my brother's house last week.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Fuck
Just
you
kidding.
up. I was at my brother's house last week, house sitting, and then Rebecca came over Friday night. We went out to dinner. We watched Friday the 13th Part 3, and I was on Phasmophobia on Friday night with the boys, doing all our normal. I was not on the Saturday
Can I
night.
interrupt for a sec? Did anybody else watch any Friday the 13th movies on Friday the 13th?
I did not.
I didn't either.
I watched Part 3.
I watched part 4.
I just felt like, it wasn't even that long ago we sat through and reviewed all of them. I felt like that was recent enough for me to,
No, I could.
even though
I
that was like
wanted
2 years
to.
ago.
I wanted to, but I was too busy playing Phasmophobia with you guys. So I didn't get a
Fair.
chance to do it. You know what I mean? Like gaming or watching a movie that I've seen 1,000 times.
I
So I
started
put it on
before
while I
we
was
started
doing chores. It was kind of a
Background noise.
yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Paying attention, not paying attention.
Yeah.
So did that Friday night with the boys, and then Rebecca and I on Saturday, we met with our officiant for our wedding. He was definitely the man for the job after a few hour conversation, and also hearing what that man did for a living before he did this was fucking fascinating. He
Mafia.
no, he didn't. So you guys know The Sopranos, right?
Never heard
Yeah,
of it.
he basically was part of investigations like what happens on The Sopranos. So some of the one story he was telling us, I'm like, are you serious? There was medical clinics and shit like that. Like, yeah, it goes. So he with this, so I was fascinated by that. Like we could sit here for hours, but didn't have that time. And then we did our running around. I bought myself a new watch. I bought Rebecca her wedding band, and we just chilled out for the night and had ourselves a nice, relaxing night on the Saturday elsewhere. And then Sunday, we were down at her sister's house for Father's Day brunch for her father. And then I came home, I did chores, and then I was playing some Terminator, and then I watched this movie, which was hyped up, I feel, a little too much for me. And yeah, so it was a wonderful weekend with my fiance, family, and friends, and then ending it with this movie, which we are about to talk about. John?
Well, let's see. I had a pretty chill weekend. It was obviously Father's Day weekend, so I did my thing with my family on Saturday just because, whatever. So we went to this place called the Arcade Project. Make sure I say it correctly. But it was awesome. They're actually usually closer towards Rochester to where I am. So that's like a little over an hour away, whatever. But for the summer, they moved to this outlet mall, which is only 20 minutes from me because they have AC there. So it's like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah. It's $15 for unlimited play, and they have a shit ton of old school fucking cabinets. They have like all the Time Crisis. They got a bunch of racers, a bunch of other shooters, DDR, a couple of things like that. A fuck ton of pinball. And then they also have your classic arcade stuff like coin machines and stuff where you can get tokens because they got obviously like prizes and shit you can still win behind your counter and everything. It's fucking awesome, dude. They wristband you so you can go in, play whatever you want, take off, go get some fucking food and shit, come back, and you're good for the day.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think I played pinball more than anything, man, because like I was just switching between like old school. They had a Halloween pinball. It's fucking fantastic. Most distracting thing on it was the screen and the sound effects, because every once in a while you would get something and it would do that like crazy Halloween sting, that's super loud, like da-da, and it's like Jesus Christ. So then you start like looking at the screen because it's showing 4K fucking Halloween shit, and you're like, ooh, movie. You're like, fuck the ball. And then so I played a Deadpool one where there's like you can like fight while you're doing it too. I don't know, it's crazy. But that was cool. Then had pretty much just nice relaxed time. And then actually on Father's Day, my day started by, like Scoobs mentioned, I woke up and I watched Predator, the most dad movie I could think of.
It is. It
And
really is.
I was telling Chad Daddy earlier, man, that's the kind of movie where it's like, if you haven't watched it in a hot minute, goddamn, does it hit fucking good. Like, I mean, not that it doesn't every time. You know what I mean? Like when it's been like a year, maybe at 2 at most, and you're just
It's
like,
probably been about 2 years since I watched it. Some dude.
oh, bro, it's definitely, yeah. It's one of those ones. And that's what I was telling Chad Daddy. I was like, that's one of those ones where it's like, I feel like if you threw that on in a separate room at a party, right? Not all at once, but over time, all the dudes or most of the dudes would somehow slowly congregate into that room. But it would still be just a mass silence of everybody watching Predator. Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. I feel like that's just kind of that scenario. It's like, yep. Like you get that, you know what I mean? Like every time you see a movie, like even if it's a background movie, but there's that one scene that just like locks you in. So whatever the fuck you're doing, you're like, yep, that doesn't matter right now. I'm fucking.
I feel like RoboCop would have the same effect.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of movies that would do that to me, dude. You know what I mean?
Aliens,
For sure.
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I feel like any 80s action film you could pretty much just list and that would almost work.
Last Dragon, baby.
There you go. What the fuck? I know I was gonna say what was the one with Sasha Mitchell there?
Oh, fucking Kickboxer.
Kickboxer 2 and 3 specifically.
Yeah. Fucking Bloodsport. Or not Bloodsport, fucking Best of the Best. I fucking love that movie.
Gee, the handshake that shook the world.
Still does.
You son of a bitch.
Fucking right, dude. No, man, Predators. And then it got me, it got us all talking in the chat. So I ended up watching Predator 2 today. Didn't get to finish it, but I probably will later. And yeah, I don't know. Did we talk about the new movie last week? I can't remember. If not, I did watch it at one point.
I think we did
talked about it a
after.
little bit.
We mentioned it,
Yeah.
but we didn't get
Okay.
too far into it because Bobby hadn't watched it yet at that point.
Yeah, that's fine.
But now I have.
I did watch it again because I started watching on family. God damn, that movie's badass.
So good.
Somebody said they wished it was live action, not animated. I'm like, no, I can agree, but
The
It
budget
still
for that would
works
be
at-
huge.
yeah, it still
Oh,
works as an
yeah.
animated though.
Not
100%.
just that. I feel like it wouldn't have been as intense and
Yeah.
as impactful as it was as an animated. Not
Dude,
everything
those-
needs to be live action.
Well, even like if you did live action with that third segment alone, just the aerial battles, like it would almost probably be cheesy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it
well,
would
this
be
is
too
badass.
CGI. The only thing I would
So-
have changed in that movie was the oh god, he's getting close.
dun,
Would you
dun,
change, Bob?
dun.
The way the animation looked.
Why? I
Or not
liked it.
look.
I liked it.
No, the way it felt like staticky for me. That's about it.
At least
Other than
it
that,
wasn't as bad as the animation in Ninja Turtles.
That's
yes,
true.
thank you.
Yeah. Other than
Hated
that, I
that.
loved it, but I would have changed it a little bit static, but it looked great though. Like visually was perfect.
I agree, Gene. Like we talked about, and Brody, don't hate me. I love Predator 2. I do. Like I said, I'm enjoying it right now. Man, that first one just hits a level of like, and I know it's fucking lame. I don't give a shit. It hits the level of like that, like machizoism. I don't even. I'm not even saying it
Machismo.
right.
It's just
Yeah,
super
you
macho,
know what I mean?
man.
It's
Yeah, and it's just like you're like, this is just bad fucking ass, dude. But at the same time, like, it's not all just like Tim Allen, like they're, you know what I mean? Like, it's not though, really.
But like,
Because
I
like
said,
really, it's only Jesse Ventura that's kind of like that, and he's the only one that act like even they kind of give him shit.
and like I said to John, we were talking about the Predator movies and how other ones didn't just hit like Predators and The Predator was absolute shit. But like I brought up and sorry to hijack real quick, John.
No, you're
but I wanted to
fine.
but we wanted to bring this up to Bobby too. Is why is it that after 2, like from AVP on, there's always like a friendly Predator. There's always like a team up with a Predator and a human.
I don't know, but that's so stupid.
I think it's because we see
We're
at
in
the
an
end
area-
of 2 that there's some kind of respect between the humans and the predators or whatever. But I think it has to do with them also being like younger predators. So they're just trying to accomplish their goal that they're in.
Now, once again, and I do not want this to go into some crazy fucking backlore, but I think we discussed as a group with that new movie. That's a completely different tribe of predators than what you would see in Predator 1 and 2. Correct?
I don't know.
Either that
Okay,
or
and
Badlands?
I only asked this. I'm talking about the new animated one.
Oh,
Only asked this because remember the one captured predator in the holding tank area?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay, his dreads had the little fucking clips on it that the ones in 1, 2, like the ones we know, all the other ones in these stories didn't. Their dreads were natural, there was no like trinkets or none of that shit on there. So I wonder if it's a different clan. And
I'm
that's
sure
why
there's a lot of different clans.
that's why they kidnap the people that, you know what I mean, instead of that kill the predators versus like just leave them alone or whatever the fuck. Because like all the predators we know, they usually try to sacrifice themselves if they know they're gonna die, right? We're like not the ones in this movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just thought. But enough of that shit. We're here to talk about this poop. VHS Beyond 2024. Yes, this might be a very negative episode. However, we're going to try to make it as funny as possible because we're going to laugh and we're going to enjoy talking about it. That's the fun part. But this is a Bob pick. He does apologize, as he already has many a times. Like he said, this was one. I think Brody said he did see, but he totally forgot that he watched, and the rest of us have never seen.
I can see why. It's very forgettable.
That's fair.
I
feel like I would still remember watching it, but I would just remember like I was pissed off about it. So I was just like, man. But anyway,
I'm very missed this year so far.
No, you're fine, dude. It's just once again, I feel like we got to be noted. This is the latest in the VHS. Yes, we've covered 1 and 2. We have skipped 3, 99, 94, and 85. So we've skipped 4 of them completely. Don't ask us why. This is the shit show for a reason. To be fair, no.
To be fair,
Bobby actually picked this one first
To be
before we
fair.
even had 1 and 2 on the list because it brought up discussion that Chad's never seen the originals. So
This is true.
that being said, Bob, this is your pick. So you give the plot rundown, buddy.
A documentary piece on mysterious videotapes said to contain proof of alien life frames 5 other tales of found footage sci-fi terror. In Stork, a rogue police unit stumbles upon a house of otherworldly horrors while investigating a string of baby disappearances. Next, Dream Girl sees 2 paparazzi sneak into the set of rising Bollywood music star only to pay the ultimate price for their trespassing. In Live and Let Die, a skydiving trip turns into a
Dive.
mad dive. Oh, I totally said
Live and Let Dive.
Yeah, it's not a
I
James
totally-
Bond movie.
But yeah, right.
I
Yeah,
totally
right.
did it.
Totally different fucking
Hold
movie
on.
there.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch that.
I missed my cue. Damn it.
Uh-oh. Oh.
There we go.
A skydiving trip turns into a mad frenzy for survival when the skydiver's plane collides with an alien spaceship. In Fur Babies, animal rights activists pry into the private life of a doggy daycare owner, Becky. Fucking name. And finally, a UFO truther investigates.
Truther.
I can't. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Investigates strange lights hovering above the Mojave Desert in Stowaway.
Ooh.
Directed by Jay Cheel. Abduction. Adduction.
What? I didn't even look it up. I meant to. What the fuck is adduction?
I don't
Anybody know?
How to fucking
Scoops. Google that shit.
Look it
I'll
up.
look it up right now. I'll look it up right now.
Google that
All
shit.
right, keep going.
Jordan Downey, Stork, Christian Long, and Justin Long, Fur Babies. Justin Martinez, Live and Let Dive. Virat
Okay.
Pal.
Hold on.
What?
Adduction, the movement of a limb or other part towards the midline of the body or towards another part.
Huh?
So it's essentially just talking about her body like forming and reforming how it was and shit. That's how I take it. I don't know. Anyway, all right. Sorry, Bob.
Dream Girl, and Katie Seagal, Stowaway, or Seagal. There we go. So, whatever. Written by Jay Cheel, Adduction, Jordan Downey and Kevin Stewart, Stork, Virat Pal and Evan Dickinson, Dream Girl, Ben Turner, Justin Martinez, Live and Let Dive, Christian Long and Justin Long, Fur Babies, Mike Flanagan, Stowaway.
Mike Flanagan did that?
He produced, he
What?
wrote it.
Oh, wrote it.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, no, he wrote it. No, he didn't
Well, like I said,
direct
that
I
was
can
his
see
wife
that.
directed. His wife directed it
Interesting.
Yeah.
because that's the one I told you about, John. That she's the girl from Hush.
Oh. Now this is Mike Flanagan from like Dr. Sleep we're talking, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, my cousin Mike says adduction is too many plots.
Right. Couldn't agree more.
Produced by Josh Goldblum. This is Gore, Kids vs. Aliens. James Harris, 47 meters down. The Strangers Pray at Night. Brad Miska, Terrifier 3. Street Trash. Michael Schraber, Kids vs. Aliens. Adventure Force 5. Who wants this?
Oh, I'll take it.
Go
buddy.
for it.
Starring Abduction Adduction, Brian
that's a
Baker, Trevor Dow, Gary Ang, and Sam Gorski. Stork, Tom Hallam as Broom. Oh yeah, we didn't get the character's name in that first one, huh? So
No.
Tom
Well, because
Hal-
that first one is the documentary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tom Hallam as Broom, James C. Burns as Albert, Jolene Anderson as Bennett, Taylor Joseph Andrews as Ivy, Voss Provatakis as E.T., Philip Andre Boteo as Segura. Dream Girl, Namrata Sheth as Tara, Sayandeep Sangutta as Rohan Joshi as Sonu, Ashwin Mushran as the manager, Rikin Saigal as Gippy.
Hey, fantastic! You did 1,000 times better than I would have.
Yeah, same.
Mhm. Yeah.
Live and Let Dive, Bobby Slasky as Zach, Rhett Wellington as Logan, Jerry Capisi as Noah, Bix Krieger as Brittany, Hannah McBride as Jess. Fur Babies, Libby Letlow as Becky, Matthew Layton as Stuart, Braden Bruner as Angela, Kevin Boliber as Miles, Philip Lundquist as Bo and Stowaway, Alana Pierce as Haley, Josh Goldblum as Colorful Local, Boomer Feth as Local Number 1, and Yritzi Bajor
Jesus.
Local Number 2.
Yeah.
Body
dude.
count. Body count was a fuck of a lot.
Yeah.
And those first two segments alone, because you had all those fucking deadite things in the first one.
God, that's so much fucking potential. Damn it.
Right? And then all those people that got electrocuted in the second one. I have
A
no
lot
idea how
of
many people were there. Yeah. So I couldn't count. I gave
Yeah,
up.
there's a lot. No, that's fine. Okay, Chad Daddy. Or I'm sorry, Scuba.
All right, music by Jay Cheel, Helltown, Cursed Films, Nick Soul, Sniper, Special Ops, The Wrong Child. Cinematography by Tapan Basu, Class, Love Stories 2. Alexander
Excuse me?
Shinichi, London Calling, Descendant. Daniel Marks, School Spirits, The House, a Hulu Halloween anthology. Mike McLaughlin, Cursed Films, Hand That Binds. Kevin Stewart, Unfriended, Dark Web, Thanks Killing. Edited by Jay Cheel, Abduction.
That
Tanya
makes so much sense.
Shabria, Dream Girl. Jordan Downey, Stork. Emily Frond, Stowaway. Tom Newell, Fur Babies. Ben Turner, Live and Let Dive. Effects and Makeup, McGee FX Incorporated. Distributed by Shudder, runtime of 114 minutes, MPAA rating NR.
No
Budget, who the fuck knows? Grossed, who the fuck knows?
Didn't gross
That's it.
anything because it was.
It didn't gross anything because it went straight to Shudder.
Well,
That's why I said NA.
it might have grossed a little bit of money after sales.
Yeah, it got
Probably not
steep.
much. They got at least
20
$20 out of you.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's fair.
I should have known from the cover colors.
Oh man. Okay, so this
Oh.
movie starts off. This actually has the most segments for the VHS movies we've watched.
Yes.
And you know what? I feel like that was a huge fucking mistake.
Yes,
It went on
you know what?
way too fucking
Too
long.
much-
I was burned out.
that was our bitch in the first one, right? Too many segments, and that was only 5. And they smartened it up, and they learned. I'm sorry, no, because that was 6, because there was 5 segments plus the interlude one.
Yeah.
4 they learned, so they have the interlude plus 4 main segments. That was a little, that was better paced. This was just too much. Take out a segment, or maybe even
Fur
2.
Babies.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. Which is sad because that one possibly has the coolest potential, and it wasn't.
Who
And
did that
yeah,
one?
No, it
yeah.
didn't.
Who
Who
did
do you
that one?
think?
The
Who do you fucking
longs.
think?
So
No,
Right.
it did not have the most potential. You know why? Because it's literally just Tusk.
it is Tusk, 100%. That's what I said while watching. I'm like, this is fucking Tusk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then when
From
my
a
wife
different
told
point
me,
of
she's
view.
like, it's directed by Justin Long. I'm like, He was fucking in Tusk. I'm like, he just remade his own fucking movie.
So
Instead of
Mel,
What's up,
he
Kaylee?
did it a dog.
Mel absolutely loved Fur Baby. She's like, this one's so good. And I'm like, this movie,
It was-
this segment
was
fucking
stupid.
sucks.
It was stupid. It was the worst.
I
out
said,
of all of
I
them.
said, this movie or this segment is every furry's fucking dream. This is what they. This is
you know
what
what?
they want.
Yeah,
I-
you're not
I
wrong at
liked
all.
that segment. Even up until we saw the shadows of them running behind the thing. But then once we saw the reveal,
Not
right
what
out
I
the
was
window.
expecting at all.
Right
I
out
was
the
like,
fucking
what
window.
the-
I hated it from the start because I fucking hate animal activists.
no. And that's, listen, see, I was hoping because it's like, all right, most of us do, especially the douchebag preachy ones, like was in this. But like, that's why you want to see them get killed, which I'm fine with because we're watching a fucking
No,
war.
but I didn't want them to get killed. I wanted them to. I fucking hated that fucking lady, and I hated her
That-
brother. But
Well, that's fair.
so I don't ever do notes, and it was funny that you said this. Hold on, it was funny that you said it last night. It was funny that you said it last night because I had already started taking notes before you even said anything. And I said, "Oh, we're gonna have fun tomorrow."
Yeah.
I want to hear your notes because
So
I know
this-
I
yeah,
addressed
I need to
first
do
and foremost, I addressed the same question that John had earlier when two of these segments we shouldn't have been able to see in the first place.
it.
Yeah.
How
that
did
makes
the
no
tape
fucking
get
So
retrieved?
yeah.
Exactly.
You know a
No
movie
clue.
you know a movie is bad when the questions you're asking are not about, oh shit, how the hell does it get no, it's how the fuck do we know this tape is here? Why did this come out this way? Why is it like this? Like that's the
Now
wrong
it would have made
concept.
sense if she was like streaming it.
Yeah, if they were live streaming, it would have.
That would have made sense. That it made no fucking. But we'll get there.
But she wasn't.
So
No, because
all
she
I
was
wrote
on
down-
an old school analog camcorder.
Yeah, she was because she was recording over a fucking tape of her fucking daughter's birthday.
We have not, Mike, just to let you answer your question. We have not reviewed
No,
this.
No, we
have
have not. Mike.
So
I don't-
all I wrote for segment 4, because this is all that popped in my head. The stuffed dogs made me laugh. When we get the first view of the stuffed dogs on the fucking mantle,
The mantle? Yeah.
and their eyes are all fucking
oh my
fucked up.
god.
I
Oh,
laughed
fuck.
my ass off. So I put the stuffed dogs and then a whole bunch of laughing faces and put what the fuck. And I put this dog lady's crazy as fuck. I hate her. And then
Kill her.
watching it, sitting there, I just wrote, this was stupid. It was just every furry's dream. I absolutely hated that fucking segment.
So
Once
did I.
it started
Agony to watch.
going, it was like you said, it was Tusk, just with dogs. Especially the scene where you finally see that she
The
attached
the
that fucking
mandibles and
jaw,
shit.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, this is
Okay.
fucking stupid.
All right.
That's
So
exactly what I
if we're gonna jump around, we're just gonna start with this segment the worst because I feel like this is probably the one that we all hated the worst.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
It made no
Okay.
there was no motive for one.
So,
I'll go right there.
This is my first question right off the bat, and it has nothing to do with even the premise, right? First of all, why does this film, out of any of them, why does it have fake distortion in it? What is that for?
I
I
noticed
was
that
wondering that
too.
too.
Yeah, I was
This
like, what
is
the fuck
fucking.
this?
This is clearly digital fucking footage. There's no weird electronic shit. We're not dealing with fucking aliens or something supernatural. This is a
Exact-
woman just fucking changing people into dogs.
Yep.
Why are we getting this weird and fucking like just? It's dumb. It's stupid.
It made no
I know-
sense at all.
Yeah, I know it's trying to add it for like cool effect and everything. It looks like shit. Don't
It
fucking
did not,
do
yeah.
that.
This
Why
was
is her
also-
fireplace completely fucking fake?
I noticed that too.
That
God,
mantle's
horrible.
real, but
But
the
the
fireplace
fireplace
is
is
It's a
fake.
cardboard fucking cutout of a picture of a fucking fireplace.
Maybe
Oh,
so
God,
the
I didn't even
dogs don't go in
notice.
there.
I don't
fucking
know. That might be a stupid fucking question.
Yeah, but no, but I did notice
here,
that.
No, here, before you go to your next question, you want to know why this segment
Yeah.
also bothered me? I think I've said this before. She was already too suspicious the second they walk in there. Like this was just too much to the point. And I'm like, I don't want
She
to
was
know that
already
there's
weird
something.
about the dog.
I'm like,
right?
I don't want to know there's something wrong with you already because it's just there's no buildup. It's already done. I already know you're going to be a shit person.
I was kind of hoping, straight up, right from the get go when they first walk in, I was like, "Ooh, is she gonna be like part dog? Is this gonna be like a weird black sheep kind of thing?" Because then I was totally fucking down. But
You
I
know,
wasn't.
This
So-
is I feel like this is the only segment that doesn't fit into this film. Granted, I fucking hated the movie, but
The
this is
Android one
only-
doesn't either, though.
Which one?
No, but
How does the android one? That's not aliens.
Oh,
That's a
no,
fucking
it's not
robot.
alien. It's not aliens, but it's still
This was
robots, and it's
supposed to-
still more.
So the premise to this was to be more
Supposed to be
sci-fi than horror.
All aliens.
yes.
Is what I took it as, especially going off the documentary interlude. It's all about alien abductions, all
Yeah.
this other shit. So every movie should have to deal with that
But I feel like
motif.
robots is a little bit closer to
yeah.
aliens than a fucking. She's
Yeah,
not
but
even a
that's one-
scientist. I
But
could
that's one that
understand.
like they even said that they made her, so it has nothing to do with it. You know what I
No,
mean?
and
Like,
it doesn't. It doesn't. But I feel like that one fits more than this one does
Yes.
because one, she's not a fucking scientist.
Hey,
Two,
Molly.
how the
Hey, Molly.
fuck? How's
Hey,
it going,
Mom.
Molly? How the fuck does she know how to make these animals? It made
That's
no
a
fucking
yes,
sense.
yeah.
I was wondering that too.
so it was clearly just like she was fucking with people and trying it out because she had her whole like table. She was looking at. I don't know. It was Tuss, dude. It's all that matters.
It was. And it was just.
So-
it didn't.
So here's
fit.
another question though. We understand the why. Okay, the movie starts off and it's the group filming, right?
Mhm.
Because they're trying to catch this girl. Okay, fine. Once they're caught, why does she continue filming? Who is this for at this point?
yeah, it seemed like she was almost like live streaming it to people.
Right.
I don't know
What
I was wondering that too.
You know-
Why did we flip the script on that? Like,
The
that
only
makes
thing
no
the only
fucking
thing
sense.
that-
The movie should have ended, really.
The only thing that popped into my head was she was going to film all of it and send it back to the people that were sent there. Like the
Unless it
people
was just
came to
for
the house.
herself.
The way
Unless-
I took it is it was for herself.
Herself,
To
right.
keep a
She's just-
record of what she was doing and how she was successful in finally creating the dogs that she wanted. But it just, man, this one just bugged me so much, and I fucking absolutely hated this one the worst out of any of them.
That's fair. I can
and
agree with that.
the
I can agree with
actress,
that.
the actress alone, the main psycho lady with the fucking misery vibes, like she
Oh,
just,
God.
I
No.
fucking hated her, but not because she was a good fucking villain. I just hated her just because she was annoying as fuck.
But that means she was good then.
Maybe.
I
No.
think she
Yeah.
played that character.
No. We're not talking. This isn't like fucking. What's her name from fucking Harry Potter?
No. I'm not
Oh,
saying
Umbridge?
clearly not.
Yeah,
that
this-
fucking
fuck this
level.
I hate her so much.
But I listen. Y'all have worked retail just like myself at some point in your fucking life or something like that. Y'all have dealt with a fucking woman like that and I don't mean to say it like that, but y'all have dealt with a person like that at the counter, dude, who has acted that way, who's just they act this fake fucking nice, but you know it's the biggest fucking like mask on, and they're
Oh.
the biggest fucking cunt, dude. And
Oh
it was
yeah.
not- like I said, I didn't like her either, but that's because I feel like she played that character to the T of what she was.
yeah, but it just, like I said, man, it didn't make
But
sense.
that-
I could understand if
See, I just didn't.
if they
The
would
whole
have gone
segment
into like a
sucked, though, I will.
backstory of like her having something in the medical field or something before she started,
Well,
this.
More so than just, hey, she's got 3 stuffed dogs on her mantle. Like, what?
Yeah.
And I mean,
I
I
just-
understand the
I don't
nerds
even-
that were going in there, they are fucking dweebs, so they might do something along those
I don't
lines.
even understand her motivation for turning people into dogs. In the
That's-
first
She
place.
hates people and
That-
all. Okay, so that I did get. These are all her old dead pets, and she wants them to come back. So she's turning people into her old pets. That's why the one dude that attacked the mailman at the end and everything, that was the Gary that she was talking about. That
Yeah,
was
but
up
just
on
get
the
another. Just
mantle.
get another fucking dog.
Well, clearly she's psychotic though. That's the whole. Like, I don't fucking know.
I would have. Yeah, this is where I could have used a little more backstory. I could, if there was a little more of that, maybe I would have
No,
liked it a little more.
No,
but-
because that segment went on too long as it was.
I will say though, like the couple other questions, obviously we already said to ask for, but like even if she didn't film the segments that where she was talking to herself, you could have just went to where the other group of kids showed up with their cameras, right, and like split
Yeah.
those two together, and it would have been fine. It just seemed weird, like we needed that whole thing of like her, like, oh, I made his paw, and blah blah blah. It's like, okay, cool, I guess. Also, why do the dog cams that are supposed to be collar cams specifically like shooting from their dicks?
I wanted
Yeah.
to know that.
It's
I don't
not
know,
even
but
at their
goddamn, they were
collars,
dangling,
dude.
man.
It's like you see their whole stomachs and everything, and I'm like, these are collar cams. It should be right fucking here. Thank you, Scoops. It should be right fucking here under their mandibles, dude. And I'm just like, this movie fucking sucks. Like,
so basically, let's just stop Justin Long from directing another movie ever.
and I love Justin Long.
As an
I
actor,
love
yes.
him in movies, dude. He's great. But no, or at least come up with your own shit. Don't steal Kevin Smith shit that you've already done, dude. Like,
And I wonder if Kevin Smith told him anything. Like, bro, come on.
He had to.
You can put inspired by Tusk. Come on. And I've never even seen Tusk.
Same, but I knew that.
I've seen like clips,
dude.
I've seen clips
not
on
that
TikTok
good.
here and there, but I'm like, it's never interested me enough to want to watch it.
It's one of those
Same.
where it's like you want it to be something that it's not, and then it's just no. Anyways,
All right. So I feel like we can all be in agreement that this segment was the absolute worst
Yes.
in the entire
yes.
anthology. So let's talk about the next worst segment, which I feel, for me personally, I don't know, y'all may not agree, is the robot segment.
okay, I would actually disagree. I would say my worst next would be the entire interlude leading to the ending. It was dumb.
It was
There
also
was
too
no
clean.
the payoff
the whole
was
the whole
right,
documentary part of
the
it.
whole documentary.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
didn't
can go
like
along with that.
and this is why
Okay.
I'm mad. This is why I'm mad about it, because you kind of pulled me in, because I do like a good documentary, especially about like aliens and shit.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Right,
Yeah. And it was
100%
not-
in.
Yeah, they're talking about these 2 tapes, and they're always hyping up these 2 tapes, and the
Yes.
tapes they showed was 2 fucking minutes.
Yeah,
And
it
that
was
was
2
it. That
minutes
was
long.
it.
Right.
Now,
Stupid.
hold
Nothing
on.
else to
This,
it.
granted, when we got the up close shot
Okay,
of that
that
fucking
was
face,
cool.
But
that
that's
was
cool.
creepy
That was
as
cool.
shit.
That's
But
the best part.
The camera
that's it.
going in the throat was fucking stupid. I
Listen,
don't
yeah.
need to know what the
I'm so-
inside of my throat looks
Yeah,
like.
but
That
the
was gross.
ending
I didn't understand that.
The whole ending of that felt like when you are talking your woman up all night, and then you finally get to that moment, dude, and it's like 3 strokes.
Me
you're done, dude.
yesterday.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
just like
13
So-
minutes
okay.
later.
So yesterday,
thank you for that, Scoops.
I don't care. I got
hold
no
on, that
shame,
gets-
damn it. I was like, oh baby, it's on like Donkey Kong. 13 minutes later.
Yeah, it's that, but that's what it felt like, dude. They're talking about this
Okay.
cool fucking tape, and I expected this like this long thing
This
of like we
grand-
were gonna get like another like 10 to 15-minute segment of this dude investigating in his house.
Instead,
Yeah.
we got
And
blue
we didn't
balls.
fucking get. Yeah, thank you.
They're
Yeah,
talking
blue
100%.
balled.
when they were talking to that special effects crew, and they're reacting like, there's that probe footage. I was,
Yes, like
I was like, what are they gonna? Where's the anal probe? And no, it went down his fucking throat. Like,
Yeah, but it
That's
didn't
it.
show us anything. Like it was, like I said, it was cool. It started off. I'm like, okay, I like the lighting on it's really cool. It's very
that
creepy.
looked really
Yeah,
cool.
it was
You
good
know,
looking.
when the you see the thing just kind of appear and it's standing there. I've had sleep paralysis before. I've seen shit like
it looks
that.
like that. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so when it starts moving and then you see it pulling out, whatever the fuck it was pulling out, we never get explained what the fuck was pulling out.
They implied that it was eggs when the guys were reacting to the footage.
Oh, okay.
A string of eggs,
So
cool,
why couldn't
whatever.
we see that?
I like it.
But was it an alien? Was it a demon? It had
I would take
4
it's an
fucking eyes,
alien.
which was cool. I liked it. Like I said, the
It was a
look
different
was
design.
Good looking
creepy.
design, yeah.
The look was creepy as shit. But it just wasn't there. And I don't even
wasn't.
really count the wraparound segment as a segment. I know we should, but for me,
I think you should though.
no, you
I-
should. You should, but it didn't do anything. The
Okay, you
wraparound
know-
segment
No,
just
it
didn't,
didn't
like
do
in
it.
the last VHS, in VHS 2, even in VHS 1.
Like those
There-
dudes were douchebags. but it's
ties
still,
in.
right.
But the movies, when they're watching the videos, ties into the wraparound
Right.
segment.
There's a
They
reason
show
we are
them
watching
watching
these
the
segments.
videos. Exactly.
This was
It
not
didn't
connected at
do
all.
that in this at all. The wraparound segment did not connect to any of these other videos. And I would have understood if they were like, okay, we found these 2 tapes. This is the footage that's on the tapes,
That's
but
what I was
none of it,
expecting.
you know, it's all different things. We don't know where it came from. You know, we don't know if it's real or not. We're intrigued. We got done watching this movie and I looked over at Mel and I said, the shitty anthology movie that you and I are in was better than this trash. And that movie
There you go.
fucking sucks. You can ask Brody. That movie fucking
It's on
sucks.
the year, on the list next year, baby. Woo!
No, absolutely fucking not. That's what she said. She goes, y'all should review it. And I said, no, never in a million fucking
I'm
years.
putting it on
Yep.
my list. I'm putting it on my
I'm
list.
stealing it.
Brody, send me the name of the movie.
not.
Brody, send me
Brody?
the name of the movie. It's
I
going on
have
the
it
list.
saved on my Tubi.
Brody.
I have it saved on my Tubi.
Oh,
dude.
you
I don't
asshole.
get it.
No, but
It's
you know what?
Paranormal something 5. Like,
It is paranoia tapes.
yeah, paranormal.
But-
There you go.
But like I said, it just, I don't know, man. I just feel like the wraparound segment is what holds the movie together.
It should be.
And
And it did not hold
every
it together
fucking
at
anthology
all.
movie that we watch, if there's a wraparound segment, All Hallows Eve, perfect example. The wraparound segment
Oh,
fits
Yeah.
the whole fucking movie,
Wonderful.
and then we get the payoff at the end.
Creep Show.
Creep show.
Works out.
Every
Comic, yeah.
fucking anthology. This
Trick or
I don't know
Treat.
what the fuck they were thinking, and I like the
See-
premise of a documentary. I love that because, like Grave Encounters, I
Yeah,
love
100%.
I love that 100%. Granted, it's not an
Yeah.
anthology, but it still gives you that
But
documentary
it's that
vibe.
feel. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this had that, but it didn't because it didn't connect. And like I said, all they had to do was say that everything that we're watching right now
We're on these.
is what was found on these tapes.
Exactly.
Now, if they tried to imply it, no, I didn't get that. I didn't get the fucking message. It
No.
was never relayed to me.
no.
And so I feel like most people that watch this film thinking, oh, VHS, I love VHS. You watch this one, you're like, this was fucking stupid. Because even the ones before this, the wraparound segment wraps around the
Wrapped up.
entire fucking movie. That's the
Yep.
whole point of a wraparound segment. This was not that. and
this-
I-
yeah.
Fucking
No.
hated it so much.
So
Yeah. I could have done without it. It was the one time where like this didn't need to be
this
there.
is why, starting off with that, right? That is why, especially even with the first segment, which we'll talk about in a second. I assumed all these segments were going to be alien based.
Yeah.
That's
I
what the
think I did too, yeah.
documentary was talking about. That's what I figured the main focus was. And it wasn't. And it's just weird that they would choose that kind of, like you said, wraparound, but not stick to that like feel of it or vibe of it. I don't know. So that would be my for the, because we got 6 total. Right?
Yes.
6 including the wraparound. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that would be my 5th shitty spot. But
Okay.
would you
I
still?
agree.
Would you?
No,
okay.
I agree. I agree with
Oh,
you.
okay.
100%. I agree. But then for
Now
me, now is the robot segment, which
I would probably agree with that.
I think I'd agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
It-
yeah.
and I don't want to say that it has potential, but here's what I wanted from it, especially with what she was singing.
I wanted her to
felt-
be a witch, like they were talking about.
I
I
thought-
wanted her. I wanted
That
her
would've
to be
been
a
cool.
goddess.
I was with you.
I wanted her
I
to
was
be
with
a
you too.
Hindu goddess,
yes,
maybe Shiva,
Like
the
a
goddess
real,
of
like-
destruction or something.
That would
like
have been
something
exactly
that
what I
maybe
was
like
expecting.
forgot about its form or like forgot like what it's in.
Well,
whatever,
not even forgot, but people weren't worshiping this goddess anymore. So she needed to
Ah.
find a new way to get people to worship her, to get for her the power again.
That would have made a
Kinda
lot
like the
more sense.
substance.
Than
A lot
what we
more
got.
fucking sense than, oh,
A
you can
fucking
be whatever
robot.
you want to be. Oh, well, I want to wear your face. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a robot.
Why did him saying that she was a goddess, she could be whatever she wanted? Why was that like the trigger that made her just completely flip?
the
and
director
was
was
like
saying
everyone.
That was
the
like
director
their
was
AI
saying
just-
something on the phone. That's what he was. He was like, if
He
if
did
you
say
just
she was
certain
almost at that
things-
point. Yeah, because he said at the beginning when like she was doing the dancing and he was like she was tired. He said right after that when they were like sneaking, it was like she's at a point where she's at the realization stage or something.
Yeah,
They
I
needed
don't
her
think
to
I
pull-
I don't think I
So-
caught that. Then.
Yeah, so they were like she
Although
was
I will say, by the
becoming
way-
self-aware, and they needed her to like pull back. But
I will say
Skynet
this
much?
this did have subtitles for me.
It did.
it
It
did.
Unlike the last
Yeah,
VHS.
it did.
It had subtitles, and then I already had the subtitles on. So it kind of at the beginning it was like doing both, and then it just stopped, and I was like, okay, perfect. So I can hear, like, understand what the fuck they're saying.
Okay,
But this one did have some potential. Like I said,
did.
it did
Yeah.
at first, and I was intrigued because I'm like, okay, we get these 2 paparazzis.
which first
cool.
of all, already hate them because it's paparazzi.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
you're
you
like,
gotta hate. Yeah,
Fuck
there's no
these
love.
guys, whatever. Yeah, you get some random gore that's unnecessary, but I guess maybe appreciated with his.
I
little, like,
love
glass
when
cut.
But
I love when she throws up on the director and he just melts away.
I
Well, we'll
thought
get
that
there in a
was
second.
what I thought was hilarious was they're talking in Hindu, but he's swearing in English.
Yeah, I thought that was
Yeah.
weird too. Now,
That's because we need to know what he's saying.
I did end up watching this whole movie twice because, like I told the boys, I watched it on the phone. I was like, nah, I need to watch it on TV so I can see if I'm missing shit, whatever, blah, blah. Now, he does quote Predator, which kind of also got me thinking
Yeah,
about
he did.
But I almost wonder if it would have been cooler if they quoted, and maybe it would have been too on the nose,
Terminator.
if they quoted Terminator stuff.
Yeah, which would have made
Which
way
would've-
more fucking
Right,
sense.
because then it would have
Yeah.
flowed into this
You're
a little
quoting
more,
an
and you're like,
alien
whoa.
movie, a movie about aliens, but it had nothing to fucking do with aliens.
right, and I was just like,
I loved
yeah.
how offended he was that his assistant had no clue what he was talking about.
Which fair, I would feel the same.
You
way.
know, and I even feel like maybe throw in that it was some kind of alien tech or some kind of, something that they found that they were able to use to create her or whatever to add that alien aspect to it. But it fell flat as fuck because one,
they needed to bring up an old star somehow that just has like disappeared or whatever.
Yeah.
And bring up like, oh, so this is the new model. You know what I mean? Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. All that like bullshit, subtle, not subtle. But I don't know. Like,
but yeah, even the payoff in this was fucking.
but let's not even talk
stupid.
about that. This, all right, first of all, fuck this segment. You wasted a third of your own segment with a fucking music video.
Which
Hey, but at least we got a song.
Yeah.
Hi,
I don't
Mom.
give a shit.
Hi, Mom.
What's up,
Hi,
mama?
Mom.
I don't
Love you,
care. It was
I didn't mind that. I like I said, to me, I called her Indian Shakira.
Look,
that's
man,
fine. But my
will
problem
say
is
she's cute. She was
She was
cute.
very cute.
She was.
She was very
I will
cute.
not
She was very
disagree with that. That's fine. That is that's a totally different topic.
So I looked over
Yes.
at Mel and I'm like, what are they saying? She's all, fuck you, I'm not Indian.
causing the fire, stoking the fires, buddy. Jesus.
Well, come on. Here's your trend.
But my problem is like, and I understand like we have it from the cameras that they were doing the music video from, but it's like, hey, we didn't need the music video because this is a found footage film. So like, who interjected this music
why are we watching
video
a legit
into
music
this?
video?
Right.
Yeah.
Who
I got that
interjected
feeling
that?
too.
And it's just like, what the fuck? But the fact that they keep going back to that camera,
Which shouldn't
And
have been
parts-
rolling.
no.
Because
And,
once
like,
you yell
once again-
cut, what do you do?
Once
You
again,
cut.
like,
Cut the video.
and I'm not saying like, okay, yeah, you got a camera in the thing, maybe it is rolling, so then you can splice it together. But it just every time it kept switching, it felt too different from camera styles, and I was
Yeah.
just like,
It was
nah,
also
this doesn't feel like found footage anymore. This
it was
feels
way
like-
too. It was way too clean. It was way too clean.
It was like doing some behind the mask shit, dude. Where it was just like, nah,
Yeah.
man, it's not.
And you know what? Okay. So their whole plan was to go and hide in the closet.
Creepy, weird.
Very weird.
Yeah, what the fuck? Hi, Alexa. How you doing? Creepy. How were you going to get out? What were you trying to accomplish hiding in that fucking closet? Like,
I don't think that was their original plan.
I think he was just
trying
going in
find
there to-
something.
Yeah,
and then he heard
and
them coming. He's like, shit, I gotta hide. But while I'm in here, I might as well try and record what I can.
And then the
Mhm.
face,
Because
and the
that's
gooey stuff, like
that was kind of cool. I was intrigued.
I did
it
like
was,
that.
but like I said, at that point, we still don't get the reveal that she. Spoiler alert, guys! But trust me,
Yeah.
don't watch it. She's a fucking robot,
Robots.
and she starts fucking and sparks and shit. But it was just fucking.
I hated
stupid.
the sparks. I
Yeah.
hated the sparks.
Yeah,
You
the
know what I
sparks-
hated? You know what I
Not
fucking
too much.
I fucking hated? I fucking hate CGI. Why not just stick with fucking practical eyeballs falling out of the goddamn? They were fucking CGI eyeballs when she pulled his face off, and you just saw one CGI eyeball and then the other CGI eyeball, and they looked like shit.
So the puke though.
I
While
love
the
that.
kill is cool,
It was cool. I was
why
thinking-
does it how does it happen? Why
Where
does
does
it
the-
happen?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that-
where's
yeah,
the acid
it was
come
cool,
from?
but it's like, well,
Right,
wait a minute.
why
wait-
does she have a random acid
Unless-
reservoir just to be
Well,
like,
because she
unless-
has to eat food.
is it
and
battery
that's-
acid?
That's my
Maybe.
guess because it had to run on batteries. I'm assuming so
Yeah.
it could have been battery acid.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll give you
That-
that.
I
one.
will say,
I'll give you
though,
that one.
Okay,
But
but
if
even
it
if it
was-
runs on,
If
I've
it was battery acid, she should have dropped dead after that.
exactly, that's what I was about to say. Like, if
Well,
it was a
battery would have been
leaking
literally
battery.
drained.
I've
How the
seen
fuck did she fucking start shooting out all this goddamn electricity and not drain?
Not only that, I'm sure we've all seen some sort of form of battery acid. It's not puke color, because that was
Well, this wasn't puke colored either. It was white.
Not
No, this
really.
was like
it had
straight
a,
up like
it
this
had
was
a
like
hue.
alien universe android, dude.
Yeah, this was
Yeah,
Android
milky-
puke. Yeah,
It
this was
had a
milky white
hue
fucking-
to it. It wasn't pure white. It was a hue to that thing.
It was like
Okay.
it was like that
Fucking
shit
blood.
the Fly and the Fly 2 spit.
And here's the other thing that probably pissed me off the most about this. And this gets overused a lot in a lot of horror. And I understand that, yes, we are shitting on this movie terribly, but it's like, dude, honestly, in comparison to the other two, this is fucking garbage. Why does her mouth elongate like she's some fucking demon or something when she screams at the crowd in the beginning or in the
I'm not
building?
even lying. I didn't even
She's
think
a
about that
fucking
until now.
robot, dude.
I hate
Makes no
when
sense.
Why
watch
does she do
movies.
the mummy mouth? There's no. I hate it, dude. I fucking like
Like
this
I said,
whole-
she should have been an old
a
goddess
witch,
or something.
witch goddess,
witch,
whatever,
something.
dude. As soon as he said witch, I was perked up. I was like, "Ooh, let's go here."
Yeah.
We never went there.
That
Yeah,
would've
but like
been
I said,
nice.
man, it just
Space
a
witch,
goddess.
Keep it with the stars if you got it. I don't
Yeah,
give
a space
fuck.
witch or something too, but a goddess would have made more, especially because it's in India. Granted, I
Yeah.
hate Bollywood fucking films. I hate them so goddamn much. Unless
fair.
it's like the Bollywood thriller video. That shit's fucking hilarious.
Oh my god, that is
Or-
so funny.
What about
Or
that
the
little
Superman.
midget dude that's always like,
Oh, yeah, him too.
Batman one.
The Superman one's
I've
great
never
though.
seen that one.
I don't
The
think I've
Dance
seen the
with
Superman one,
Spy-
but I've
he
seen them.
starts doing the dance, and then the fucking Spider-Man.
They
shit
all
comes
start
up.
doing a dance,
Yeah.
and every fucking one
Yeah.
they do a dance.
So
This video they did a dance. Like
I just feel like, man, you could have gone in a different direction that would have made sense, because at that point you're tying in a goddess, which technically could have been an alien, you know, that's from the past or something that needed the love, needed to be worshipped. But you fucking dropped the ball and gave us a stupid fucking robot,
Yep.
and it made no sense at all.
all right.
So this one can
So
poop down.
we have the dog one, the interlude, the wraparound. Sorry, thank you. And now this. the
Okay, so
androids.
let's go.
So,
What I would pick for the next dumbest one was the fucking girl that walks into the flying saucer.
Stowaway. Okay.
Oh
so-
yes. Okay.
Now this one,
I love the premise.
the premise was great.
yes.
The
fit
especially
perfectly well.
I love the premise of when she's in there and she gets wounded, and anytime she
yes,
gets hurt,
that's fucking cool.
the
as hell.
nanites
Yes,
the
that's great.
nanites repair her, but the only
They use
information
DNA that
have,
they know.
the DNA they know, which is animals, and every time they repaired her, she mutated, and every time she'd get hurt, and she would mutate even more. Cool premise,
And
but
it
the
looked
biggest thing,
started to
and
look.
she looked
good,
really
too.
cool. It
Yes.
did, and I loved this. I would actually like to see this fully fleshed out. But
Yes.
for this, it didn't make any sense because it's supposed to be found footage, and like we said, it. How the fuck did we get this footage? Because
She was
literally
on her
is
way to
different
Proxima
galaxies.
Centauri.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't. Yeah.
Like you're fucking traveling across the goddamn universe. How the fuck did this footage get brought back to Earth unless the aliens were like, oh fuck, let's take this camera back? Like it
What-
didn't make no
I was-
sense.
because I
it
could
didn't
hear
make no
someone's
Fucking sense.
because someone would say, "Well, what if they dropped the tape? It would land on Earth." Yeah, asshole. The atmosphere would have burnt that shit up before it even made it down to Earth. So
Dropped
there's-
what though,
there's-
dude? Like she was in the atmosphere and then they still fucking took off. And
I'm
then-
saying they would have. If someone, no, I guarantee you, someone would say, "Well, they'll just drop the camera out of the plane. It'll go down."
No.
Like that's not
Now-
going
Did
to
you-
work. That's not.
did
how
you
it
guys
works.
first off, did you guys recognize who the girl is?
No.
No.
Alana Pierce. She used to be on IGN TV.
Oh,
She was that really hot
yes,
gamer
yes,
girl?
Yes, 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 yes.
No.
Okay, so here's my biggest bitch about this. We don't know how long the journey is. Okay.
no.
From wherever the fuck they're going, from Earth to wherever the fuck they're going. I work with IR cameras. When you put a camera, it doesn't matter how big the fucking battery is in your camera. When you switch it to infrared, the battery drains like that.
It does.
With the biggest battery that I have on one of my cameras, I still have to plug in an extra battery pack to be able to continue rolling in IR or plug it into the wall to have a constant fucking power to it. The battery in her camera, we know she's recording on an old school VHS camera, even if it's one of the little mini cams that,
Which I
Sony
kind of
Minicam,
yeah, I figured that's what it was.
the
probably.
battery would have drained within maybe 30 minutes.
Maybe the nanites know how to repair technology.
It's possible.
Okay, but then how does the
Maybe.
camera start again?
We don't know.
Because it dies and then the nanites start it back up. It lasts for a bit. So as cool as the concept is, and I'm even torn on this one being the worst one because I like the concept a lot.
I do. Yeah.
I might put the skydiving one actually worse than this one for me, but I don't know. It's we'll talk about it.
I want to
I-
put this one worse than that one, mostly because of how it ended.
Just because, right? Like, how would you get that tape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
But how would you
lead-
get
the
the tape
lead
in
up
the
to it.
skydive one?
the lead up tape to it with her investigating alien sightings in Mojave, and like that's a legit thing. Alien
Yeah.
have been,
Yes,
they've been-
100%.
and so and I mean that was really cool. We kind of don't really get a sense of when this takes place, which is
The other
fine by
thing
me.
is,
No, we don't.
Brody
In for-
said Bobby's new Wi-Fi collected this footage.
it did.
But like,
It's
first
so
off,
good.
she's sitting there investigating this
Means we're
ship
doing
that
good.
lands. One, why was she just going on and on about how it's reflective? I thought that was kind of a weird thing to.
I hated.
It
her
sounded like she had
narration of
nothing better to
everything she was
say.
fucking doing.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up and investigate. We don't need you talking the entire fucking time.
And she's like, "Oh, this thing is reflective. Look." Then she goes, "Oh, there's my reflection. Look." And I'm like, "Why do you keep talking about how it's reflective?" And then it opens up, and like a fucking dumbass, what's she do? Ooh, let's go inside.
Yeah, first
That's
mistake one.
as they say. That's some white people thing.
And she goes on and she walks into it and she's mentioning how it's organic and the floor is squishy. Am I alone? Am I the only one that thought that itself was the alien and it was going to digest her?
Oh, I did not.
No,
think
I did
that.
not think about that one.
Which I think that would have been a cool little twist.
I thought I thought maybe that it was alive.
I thought it was
maybe
a
it was like an
bio ship.
organic, like an
Yeah.
organic ship or something. But I didn't think it was gonna eat her or anything. But I don't know, man. This one
I
just
just didn't
did
like
not
how
hit.
dark it was.
Very dark.
It was
Well, because it
very
was
hard-
filmed in IR.
No, I get it, but that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like,
But I did like
the whole ending of this thing was all in that. So, like, a lot of the shit you could see mostly what you need to see, but it's just, dude, it's hard. It's so dark, and it's just, I don't know.
but like I did like some of the concepts, like I said, because
Oh, the
she made
concept is
no like
fantastic.
she's sitting there and she's looking at the different animals in there and it's kind of setting up what's going to happen to her because like, oh, there's a spider, there's an octopus, and she's like, oh, these are slowly filling up with fluid because stasis because that's how they're supposed to survive, like the travel through light speed to survive that kind of pressure, and how they're supposed to survive the longevity of this trip. And then you see, as the thing takes off and hits light speed, like she is just completely obliterated.
She's pancaked, bro.
Yeah.
And it keeps bringing her back, and her body keeps being destroyed, and it keeps mutating even further to the point where you finally see her at the end. Her face is half spider. She's got tentacles.
She's a full necromorph, dude.
The look, she looked great. That would have been great.
It
looked
remind.
great.
I don't know if you boys watch Rick and Morty, but it reminded me of the episode of Rick and Morty where he fucking turns the whole town into Cronenberg monsters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've actually seen that one.
I mean,
Yeah.
that makes sense because I was thinking of The Fly when I watched this. I was just like, yeah, dude, this is a Fly moment. Where you just
Well, that one started because they made them
fucking
all. They
kill
turned them all
me,
into
dude.
praying mantises.
What's that? Oh, for the
Yeah, and Rick and Morty, yeah. They were all
Ah.
turning into praying mantises and then
Because
they
he
used
made
mold. Was it mold DNA or some shit to try mold
So-
in something else?
Here's another random kind of complaint on this one. Why the random birthday party snippets? Why is that
To show-
happening?
To show that she doesn't give a shit about her kid.
That's not how a tape records.
No. I know this, and we know this. We didn't need it in the movie, but it's to show the audience that she gives a fuck more about finding aliens than she did about her kid's birthday party. Especially when she says, "Oh, there'll be other birthdays."
Motherfucker, I taped over one of mine for Ghostbusters 2. I don't give a shit. Like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? Like, that has nothing to. I don't know. It just seems. I hate that because it's not like this is the first time that gimmick's been used.
Yeah.
I just don't like it because anybody that's fucking ever recorded tape knows that's not how it works unless you record to a part, then you
And then
fast forward a little bit and then record again. To which, why would you be doing that? That's fucking stupid too.
It just
But
it didn't
anyway,
make any sense. And then the biggest, like we said, the biggest bitch about this is how the fuck did we get the footage?
yes.
Makes no sense at all. Zero.
No.
But
this would have been a cool episode of The Outer Limits.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I dig
been
that.
nice.
That's a decent idea.
all of these segments, just in general, all of these segments here. I think we said the premises are great. There are great ideas, poorly
Very.
executed.
This one,
for-
right? Like the nanobots were probably the
Poorly.
coolest thing in this. Like the whole idea of how they worked and stuff like that. Just the perpetual.
But my thing
Or
is
perpetual
is
stasis
if
suck.
these nanobots were fixing her,
right,
you would think that maybe they would have some of her DNA on file to know
At a
what the
certain
fuck she
point?
is. Like at a certain point,
You-
you realize, oh, it's
If
not
the
this or it's
machines
not
never
that.
studied it, though, I don't
Maybe
know.
she had to be hooked up into a bigger machine. The
Mm.
programmer DNA,
Right?
into
She
it.
Well,
wasn't in
knowing
the
that they have
same
to have
like
some
healing
sort of-
pod. Or
Yeah,
anything
she was
like
in
that,
the
so-
same pod. Yeah.
Either that or they've had to have had some sort of human DNA at that point. Come on, they have to. Why wouldn't they?
But-
I would think it would be kind of weird if they
I
would.
will give this another piece of compliment bread, seeing as we're doing the sandwiches as we're going along here. If you didn't have a good concept for an alien, thank you for not showing us one.
Yeah.
So, which will lead me into our next subject and segment, which is, was it live free or die?
Live
What is it?
and let dive.
Live and let dive. Okay. So, once again, kind of a cool concept, right? We get a whole team of skydivers. Okay. Makes sense of why we're filming.
And
Right?
mind you,
That's a perfect reason of why people are going
That's a
people are
perfect
going to
segue.
GoPro record that shit. Like,
exactly. But horrifying already that you're going
Correct.
skydiving. So
Right.
your nerves are already on edge. But then to add the alien mothership aspect
See,
of it,
Now,
A friend of mine always says, "Why would you want to jump out of a perfectly good airplane?"
here's the best part of the.
Because there's something wrong
This
with
is where
us,
I was
me.
personally thinking in this segment. For one, all those friends are douchebags.
Yes,
It's that dude's birthday, and he does not like heights, nor want to ever go skydiving.
yeah. he
Why
wanted
would
to
you
go bowling.
make him go fucking
And yet they
skydiving?
also- yeah,
Guess what? Guess what?
because asshole.
I don't give a shit. If I ever had friends that wanted to do that, my fat ass is too fat to go skydiving. So fuck y'all. Never would work anyways.
I agree with you, Molly.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you.
You feel this was the best?
I liked
didn't
it
think
better than
this
the
was
other one.
best.
This is definitely one of
I liked it better. I liked it better than
best-
Stork.
better one.
I did not.
I did.
I
will
really
say,
enjoyed Stork, and we'll get into that one.
I know how much you guys hated
Yes.
the design of the fucking alien. I
No,
know how
no,
much
it
you
wasn't
did.
even the design.
It's
It's literally how shit
was the
bag
CGI.
It was shitbag CGI.
It was the 2002 CGI that
But
just
this
was
is
like,
the only one that made me jump. I even put in my
Really?
notes. Yes, it made me jump when the farmer got pulled away, right? So I'm only thinking,
was-
okay.
yeah.
And then he turns around and there's that other fucking alien right there in the fucking truck with him. That made me jump. Like, I was like, oh, you fucking bitch.
See, I thought the farmer was going to
Mm.
shoot him, and then the alien was going to get
did
him.
shoot
The
him,
segment was-
though.
He did
No,
shoot
no,
him.
I
He
thought-
shot his fucking
thought-
hand off.
No, I thought the farmer was going to kill him, and
Shot-
then the
yeah,
farmer was going to get
oh,
killed by the
his
alien.
hand.
That was going to be the end.
Ah.
I will say, as much as the CGI
But did he
was
fall
shitty,
back to Earth or did he just get fully abducted at the end? I
He got
can't
fully
remember.
abducted at the end.
So how the fuck do we
yeah,
get that
how the fuck
thing?
we get that footage?
Yep, exactly.
No clue.
That's why I said there's two
Unless the
segments.
GoPro
We
was
should have
That's
had the
why
footage of.
that's why this segment is below Stork for me. Because Stork, I understand why we got that footage.
But
Same,
I still enjoyed
Yes.
this segment more than Stork. Stork started off cool, but we'll get there.
Now, I will give this the compliment of I like the location. I like the orange,
Yes.
Dude.
orange field.
I would have been chunking
Grove.
oranges
That's
and
what I'm
fucking
saying.
hauling ass. The first
how?
time I fucking fell,
hell
I've
yeah.
been fucking fuck you. Fuck
I
you.
mean, he did. Like
No,
he
I-
threw an
yeah, but it
orange.
took him fucking forever. Everybody was already dead at that fucking
And
point.
what was that weird thing with it, like shooting a laser into their face?
So I think it was reading its.
Stealing
It
their soul.
opened up
I
the-
think
yeah,
it was
opened
reading
up
their
its head
minds,
and it did
like
that.
taking whatever they know, and then obviously it would kill them after the fact.
Then
That's
it
what he
fucking
did,
turned
like,
into
the
Baraka.
Yeah, dude.
No, it turned into fucking
See,
Deadpool from fucking which Wolverine
Oh god,
movie was
X-Men
it?
Origins.
X-Men
Wolverine.
Origins. It turned into Deadpool from X-Men
Which is
Origins.
still Baraka.
Wolverine. Yeah.
I thought it was Baraka to me.
Which was stupid, which was dumb. We didn't need that extra fucking electric probe bullshit,
Yeah,
I liked how tall the aliens were.
especially when they stood up. When they
But-
fucking stood up,
Their
They
legs,
were-
but
they
at the
were
same
cool
time,
looking.
all I could
Very
think
cool.
of was the aliens from Arrival, and I'm like, we already see these aliens before.
See, I
They
just thought they were-
existed in
they
that.
they just made me think of like giant crickets or something where their legs were.
Yeah, so they're
never
literally
seen
they're
Arrival.
literally the Men in Black ones from the coffee shop, but just way big.
Just
Hey, yo, Jay!
Hey, yo, Jay!
Gabalila!
I didn't think about that. That's
God, I
good.
haven't watched it in so long.
Fuck yeah, dude. I don't know. This is one where knowing the CGI looks like fucking Poop Town, utilize shit. Like maybe it shouldn't have been. Granted, you
As
got to
clear.
skydive in daytime. Something. Utilize shadows more. Keep it a little bit more in the dark until. And dude, the full reveal should have been that scare in the truck.
Yeah.
That probably would have hit harder.
Yeah.
because then
Yes,
it would have been like
that
oh,
would have been
shit,
nice.
dude,
Yeah,
like,
that
what
should have
the
been the
fuck?
first time.
That's what I
that should have
thought.
been
I
the
thought
first
we-
time we saw it.
Yeah, we saw too much of them too soon.
Right.
Um,
And we've talked about that in a lot of
Yeah,
other
you saw
films.
two
I
full
will say
aliens way
there was
before
one
that, too.
thing that pissed me off in this segment, and it was so fucking small and stupid, and I'm sure nobody fucking caught it, but it irked the fuck out of me. When the truck is getting lifted up, you see everything floating in the truck that is not tied down. His finger should have been fucking floating, and it wasn't.
Oh,
And it
no,
fucking
I
wasn't.
didn't catch that.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
didn't even
catch
think
that.
about
It
that.
wasn't floating, and I wanted it
No.
to fucking float.
bro.
That
was
irked me so
that-
much worse than the fucking CGI.
Those soda cans were so like cell phone CGI generated.
Yeah, they were.
dude.
Yeah,
They're
they
like,
fucking were. Yeah,
Oh
they
my
were.
God.
the
I didn't
Yowie
even think about
AI
his fucking
videos look better
fingers.
than that shit, dude.
Yeah, they do.
Fucking love those.
Anyways, but no, it still great concept, right, dude? Like you guys said, skydiving, the idea of it, already
That's scary enough as
shit.
it is.
Yeah.
Like I don't like heights.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I
Yeah.
would never jump out of a plane. There's no reason for it. I've never even been in a plane.
I
I
will.
ain't jumping out the first fucking time.
I
So
had
fuck
I
that
had
shit.
the opportunity to go skydiving one time. My one of my little brothers was like, "Hey, me and my girlfriend split up, and we're supposed to go skydiving. You want to go?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll go with you." Literally the day before, I'm talking about it to my boss at the time, and because he went skydiving all the time, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go skydiving with my brother tomorrow." And just talking about it, my legs were shaking. I was just like terrified. And I called my brother. I said, "I'm not going. I'm not fucking going. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not jumping out of a fucking plane."
You didn't watch the beginning of the original Power Rangers movie to stoke you up? You're like,
No,
fuck yeah,
fucking
dude, let's go.
fuck
Get
that.
the get the fucking snowboard.
Bro,
That's right,
I was
baby.
already-
Just fucking.
I was already fat as fuck at that time, and I'm like, that chute's not gonna hold me. Fuck that
I'll
shit.
say if you were over 250, you can't go anyways, dude.
No, I
Like,
think I was like right at 250.
Oh, so
at the
all right,
time,
you might have been fine.
Yeah, no, fuck that. No.
Oh, I'm
Dude,
280.
yeah,
I'm
no,
not
never
going.
gonna
then.
do. Too
I want
beefy.
to, but I'm
First of
not
all, I would
Beefy.
just want to see Bob to go to see the guy who they strapped to Bob's back.
My God, this is gonna look
Because
like
he's gonna,
Oliver.
because
You're
he's
gonna
just
see
gonna be
Oliver.
hanging off of Bob's back, dude. Like,
It's gonna look like
Master
Master Blaster.
No, you know, it's gonna be like fucking Wee Man on my back, and it's like, you got me. You
Fucking like he's got mini me strapped to his back.
Oh my god.
but all in all, like,
Oh.
what did it say?
I was on my way to skydive, then they ranga.
Then they rang.
I feel like there's more that he didn't.
I've never seen.
Yeah, Brody, finish that sentence for us because we don't
I've
know
never
what you
seen
mean.
Drop Zone Gene, so I would not know.
Uh,
but I'll take your word for it.
Don't they skydive in Point Break? So a
yeah.
negative, Gene. Negative.
Oh,
Oh,
they
well,
booked
no,
the
no,
wrong
no, no.
day.
Nah, the best skydiving movie is Operation Dumbo Drop.
No, sir. The best skydiving
Yeah.
movie is Miles to
I've never
Graceland.
seen that.
Skydiving Elvis is robbing a casino.
Oh shit! So he got to do the
Oh,
indoor
that's a
skydive.
great movie.
Nice.
Oh God, I love that movie. Oh, it's been a hot minute.
They said they booked the wrong day, so I had to indoor skydive.
That'd be sweet, dude.
Timu Point Break.
Hell yeah, dude. I like it. All right, so then this would go into our last segment for
Which
Scoops.
is
It was
our
not-
first segment.
Yeah.
Which
That's Stork.
listen.
I thought it was.
I'm gonna
very
say
strong.
right here,
A great
don't
premise.
don't start your movie off with your strongest segment.
Dude, Resident Evil vibes.
Yes.
When they're standing in front of the house all geared up, I'm like,
Oh, that was
dude,
bad.
this is straight up Resident Evil.
Now,
Like,
dude,
old school stars.
This
Fucking let's go.
this felt like playing House of the Dead for the first time.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I could
but
give you
yes.
that.
God, it's
I
Not
been
the
can
movie,
so
that
long
fucking
since I
movie.
played it. Yeah.
Right.
bomb pick.
I already
Scoob's already picked it, remember?
My bomb pick.
That's already his
No,
bomb
no,
pick.
that's fine. Like I said, I got one way worse than that. Dude, so that's okay.
I don't have one yet,
But
but
no,
I'll have
this
it
one,
soon.
this one had such because you really don't know what's going on at first. You just see it's cops.
No.
I love
You
the
see it's
characters
cops.
in this one.
They drive up to this
Yeah.
tunnel
You-
or something,
And you see they're part of some group, right? You see
Yeah.
the files. You see it say Warden with the
which
fucking,
what does it stand for? Do you have that in your notes? What Warden stands for?
I don't. Oh,
Not
Chad,
what it
you-
stands for, but where they got the meaning for it. Not, that is in there.
Okay,
But
because I want to know what it
clearly-
stood for. Because, like
yeah.
I said, it gave
Yeah, I
clear
wanna
as
know.
fuck Resident Evil vibes.
yeah, dude, they're stars.
Straight up, it's stars. That's
Uh-huh.
what they were, and it reminded me of that playing the Resident Evil game for the very first time back on the Sega Saturn, and you get that cool clip of the dog fucking running, but you don't see the dog, and then you see the whole fucking team, and then they end up at the mansion, and they're standing in front of the fucking mansion. That I got that same fucking vibe, and I was so fucking stoked. I was like, let's fucking go. And then you even get a fucking zombie in quotations, because I mean, technically they are zombies. I mean, they're not.
I would
aliens,
say they are. I don't.
You know,
no, they're not aliens.
they're not. But the reveal of the fucking monster at the end.
All right, yeah, we'll get
It
there.
did
We'll
look
get there.
like
We'll get
shit.
there. Yes, 100%.
We'll get there.
The lead up to that,
I found
though,
that hilarious.
Now this
Was
is another
great.
thing. They had the zombie do the long, scary mouth. Don't need that. That was not necessary. Everything else was fucking cool. I liked the exposed fucking weird gums and like the teeth being overly like irregular, right?
Dude, the eyes alone were
eyes
creepy
were
as shit.
gross.
Dude, they did great
the-
work on the
oh
makeup
my-
for this.
Yeah.
The
They
cool
did great. They
bandage.
kind of
idea.
reminded me a little bit of the They Live aliens, a little bit, especially with the mouth, like because you see all the teeth.
Oh yeah.
I can
I
see
can
that.
see
Not
that.
as wide, but like
Yeah.
kind of
See,
a
I
little
thought
bit.
it was kind of more like Chud design.
Okay. Yeah, I could.
That too. Yeah,
see
that
that
too.
too. Yeah.
Either one.
But then, so man, they get into this house, and these cops, these are just normal ass fucking cops, but clearly they've done some shit like
They've
this
seen
before,
Some shit.
right?
They have.
This
Seen
is
some
like,
shit.
what is it? Some like SCP shit, kind of thing going on.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And it's badass, dude. We get a little bit of a backstory. There's one dude who's clearly on the fucking brink because he's got personal, like his kid
His
is
kid's one of the
involved
ones
in this
missing.
shit. So you're just like, oh man, dude, like what the fuck's going on, right? And even they don't call them zombies, you know what I mean? They just know they're just attacking them and shit.
Yeah.
And man, you go through this whole house. The house looks gross. It feels going through that house kind of felt almost like Hell House, even.
Yes.
Like it felt
Yeah.
it felt like a good
yes.
Halloween haunted house, kind of like
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
"Ooh, this would be cool to fucking go here, right?
Well, and then to top it off, what do we get? A chainsaw
Yeah,
guy.
100%. And it was, we get we get
My
some,
favorite.
We
It
get
was
some
my
good
favorite.
stalking moments and shit like that. Blah blah. We finally get our explanation of why they have the bandages because we get Biggie Boy coming in there and they fucking take him out at the kneecaps. And I like, even though it doesn't look the best, I like the look inside his brain cavity to see that it's hollow and shit. But
Which
then, man,
it doesn't
then
explain why who's putting the bandage on their fucking head.
I would say it's the first one that was singing, the nanny, as I would call it.
Okay.
Just because clearly that one had some more like consciousness about it, seeing as it was talking. Unless it's still, let's get right to it. It's an alien. It's an alien, right? Like we saw the meteor, so it's an alien bird
Right.
or stork.
Yeah.
Sorry, given in the title. Which thank God they don't
Bird,
give you
stork
the
doesn't
title
matter.
right away to ruin the whole fucking thing. At the
It's
end,
a
it's like,
fucking
it's not
featherless
stork, okay.
big bird. That's what it
It's-
is.
it's
Featherless
Space
fucking
Big Bird.
big bird.
I-
Yeah.
Okay,
the Mexican
say what you
version,
want.
because the
I don't know
Mexican
why.
version of Big Bird is green.
Is he?
Yeah, he's green. Yeah, you've
Really?
never seen, dude. In
Yeah.
every country of
He's different
that has
color?
Sesame Street, Big Bird's different.
Really? I did
Yeah.
not know that.
I had
Yeah,
no
listen.
idea.
Yeah, he's fucking
But-
green.
I would have never known. Say what you want. I don't know why. I kind of like the way the stork looks. I don't know why. I just do.
The problem,
It's goofy, but for some reason, I'm just like,
it
I get it.
once
I like
again, this kind of took me out of it, dude, because it instantly
Because
was like,
the CGI.
no, it was just the way it looked. Because it was like Scoop said, I'm gonna say like full good, solid Resident Evil vibes, or like you said, House of the Dead. Oh shit,
What the heck?
that's
is that?
Mexican Big Bird.
That's Mexican Big Bird.
Oh my god!
I love it.
Yeah.
He's way more
every-
colorful.
Actually, that looks
That
better
is
than
so
the yellow
cool.
one.
Yep.
I didn't know they were different colors. That's cool.
Yes, sir.
Is there a purple
That's so cool.
one?
That's
I
Barney.
don't know.
Is there blue? Is there red?
There might
That's
be.
true. But no, so like, it was just you had all these cool badass vibes of these cops going through and fucking kicking ass and shit. And then you go right to things killing. And it's an instant like, oh my God, dude. Like, no. No. And it's like I know they tried to make it scary, but once again, this is another one. Utilize your shadows, man.
Mhm.
Don't show us the whole fucking thing. If you showed us in like snippets and stuff, you probably could have made it scary.
Just show us more shadowy, and oh my god, look at that.
Those
There's a
are all the
peak.
big birds.
Oh wow!
So their beaks are even different.
Mhm.
Except
Well,
for
except for
the
these two.
first one to the left.
I think
That's
this
the-
one,
that's-
the first one is the original Big Bird, and then this is the one. Like I think this is like
Yes.
the '70s Big Bird, and then this
Okay.
is the one
Right.
we grew up with.
Oh shit.
But these are Big Birds from across the world. I think the blue one's from Russia.
The more you learn on the Gore and More podcast.
there are 6 different types
That's
of
really
big
cool.
birds, ladies and
Even
gentlemen.
with the stupid bird aside, I still like the whole concept that this bird was
yeah,
eating people and regurgitating it into babies to morph them into
Not eating people, just the brains.
I'm sorry, well, eating their brains and redigesting them and feeding them to babies to turn them into like hybrids.
Yeah,
or
hybrid
whatever the fuck.
fucking.
you know, there is one thing that I did want. It was small. I wanted to, because they were saying how the kids are being abducted. I wanted to see unless we wouldn't see it, like a room full of baby bones. If that's
But they
what
weren't
we-
eating the
know.
It was-
babies.
There
no.
though.
was kids-
No.
They were transforming the babies
Well,
into
Bird.
the creature.
We need a
So all of those bigger human things, whatever, those
That was
were
food. Nope.
babies.
No, that was
previously?
the food.
yeah,
Oh,
those
that
were
was food. See, okay, so then I would have loved a room though to see where the babies are transformed.
well,
That's what that
All of
was.
them that were in
they
there,
had the
we'd
one.
see
You
it.
remember they took the blanket
They
off
took
of
the
it and
blanket
showed
off,
it,
and it
had
had, like,
its
the
weird
little
little
baby
beak
beak.
face. It was crying.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I wanted.
But
a
we don't know.
room
We don't know
full of
how long
It's been doing
this
it.
creature's been doing it. Now, here's what I like to assume, that this isn't the only thing that they're fucking dealing with, because at the end, when
Clearly
he's
not.
like, because when he says, "Oh, so this is
Yeah.
what it's like," and he's like, "Oh, you're not gonna die," and he's like, "No, this is what it's like to do what you guys do." So
So and
It
that's
has
why
to-
I liked it, because
This felt like this was a lead into a series. This could have
Yeah.
been a great pilot.
not
episode
only
for this
that,
show.
Yes,
but no other VHS segment has had a good ending. Most of them are
Pretty
bleak,
much.
and horrible, yeah.
right?
yeah, this
Most
one
of them
had
are
a
bleak.
good ending.
This one still the dude gets hurt and ET dies. I'm not saying there's not fucked up shit that happens, but bro, you end this with some solid fucking metal music, knowing that he's part of the squad. That's a badass fucking ending,
Bro,
right there, dude.
but it
You know,
ended. It
That's a
ended
bit- yeah,
badass.
yeah.
We
With
see
the head
the
stomp.
fucking
Yeah,
dude,
it
really
the fucking
did.
head stomp.
Yes.
Like,
Yes,
boom,
it
because
did.
you
That's
see
why
it
I'm-
start to twitch, and I'm like, oh fuck.
That's why I'm saying, ultimately, this one is
They
still,
squash his head.
even if I don't care for the creature design, yeah,
the
dude, it's
strongest.
Still the top-
95%
it's top one.
there for me, dude.
I
So,
was. I had to agree.
I
yeah,
changed.
I-
You know,
That's
I,
fair.
Same boat with John.
Is it? No. This is the best one. It is, because thinking about it now, while I do like the skydiving one, I'm gonna put this one just a bit higher, because as much as I hated it's a bird, it
It is
still
a
looked
bird.
creepy.
It
It
did.
did look creepy. It was a practical effect.
Practical effects, yes. We
It
should say
wasn't
that
fucking
too.
CGI, and okay.
It
So
kind of
yes.
had. It was also giving me some Henrietta Evil Dead 2.
Yes!
vibes.
Yes,
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 especially with the
fucking-
belly, the belly.
Yes, the belly,
Yeah.
definitely, fucking definitely.
So I kind of figured maybe that was a little either that, or you could also say Willy Wonderland with the bird in that one.
Yeah, yeah.
I was the same thing. So
Speaking of Evil Dead, I was going down a little rabbit hole on YouTube with some lore and shit. Yeah, that shit goes.
Watch the musical.
I got to do
Shit.
that too.
It's on
All right.
YouTube. The full musical's on YouTube. Watch
is
it.
it nice?
Yep.
All right. So that is all the segments. We usually don't go piece by piece in this movie, and we didn't. We jumped around a little
We
bit.
jumped
but
around.
It's kind of funny that we're all almost on the same page for where we land. The
Yeah.
fact that the dog one is just the absolute fucking
Ass.
bottom of the pile, dude. Is just
But that
All right.
doesn't change the fact.
that being said, we need to hear from our beloved Brody Kane, because we're at a fucking hour and a half already.
Holy
dude.
shit! Yeah,
Yes.
we gotta breeze through this shit.
So,
We got to go.
Mr. Brody Kane, everybody.
Howdy, folks. It's King and Bagger back for another episode of Gore and More, and this week I'm here to talk to you about VHS Beyond. Let's talk about this shit, you sexy sons of bitches. So, first segment, absolutely loved it until the last fucking 5 minutes. We got Carnage Candy, Gore Galore, decent practical effects, decent CGI, damn them practical effects, if that's what it was. And then we get it's a bit of a throwback to 80s horror action, that cheese that I love so much. Bad dialogue, bad acting at times, but I don't give a fuck. This is where we're going. The cinematography in that felt like a very well polished found footage film, but needless to say, it was still great nonetheless. The only thing I really had a problem with this is the last 5 minutes. Johnny D summed it up perfectly. 90 to 95% of this segment was great, except for that Big Bird bullshit, whatever the fuck that was. It just felt like it was put there to me. I did not give a fuck about it. They don't really elaborate on why it did what it did and why it's there. Well, unless I missed something, I don't know. But maybe don't have that shit. They have a red herring in here where we think it's this bald-headed guy holding a baby. Have that. Maybe he unleashes spell at Necronomicon like a ritual, and that's what fucked everyone up. Other than that, I thought the segment was great. Now, the third segment is the other one that I really appreciate. You know, the aliens in themselves, you know, skydivers being up in the air, they see the UFO that makes them crash. All that shit was really cool. This definitely feels more of a found footage film throughout the shaky cam element about it. It's not as well polished as the first segment. I love how it's the apple orchards, you know, something a little bit different. You know, they're trying to get away from them. What I didn't like was the actual alien design, how they're like crabs and they're really quick. It just took me out of it. And they're CGI too, and we linger on them long enough to see the really shitty CGI of some. And I was kind of like, oh, for fuck's sake. And they do this really stupid thing where their face opens up, claws come out, they stab them, electrocute them, just eat their fucking face off or something. And then we actually get decent gore in there, so it's kind of a bit of a fucking catch-22. It's like, nah, what do I fucking do here? Still enjoyed it for the most part. That last 5 minutes when he's floating up in the space and he looks back down and sees Earth, that actually, I was like, holy fuck. The real question is, why is half this movie about fucking aliens when we've had 3 segments completely fucking different, like how it should be for the rest of this movie? Different subgenres of the horror genre. For fuck's sake, that's what angers me. Why are we doing this? Maybe I missed something. I don't know. Can you guys spell it out for me? Because it was absolutely fucking horrendous. I fell asleep through it. I couldn't give 2 shits about it.
Oh, damn.
And I'm trying my hardest not to go off my goddamn head here. I really am. But for fuck's sake,
go off,
if
bro.
it ain't broke, don't fucking fix it. The other fucking films do this. They're all different genres of the horror genre, for fuck's sake. I don't know.
I agree.
So this is the part where I rate it. And in saying that, Carnage Candy was there, the Gore galore, the first segment, third segment, great. The rest of the movie can get fucked. Like I said, didn't know if it wanted a shit or a haircut. It couldn't make its mind up. It was convoluted. It was all over the fucking show. It should have just stuck to many subgenres of the horror genre instead of just going, here's a couple, and then the rest is just going to be better aliens. Why? Don't know. Just fucking stupid to me. And I couldn't give a fuck about them other segments. They were boring and slow, dumb as fuck. Saying that, Gore More score is a 2.8. I'm probably being a little bit generous.
Wow.
I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about this fucking movie, and I'll catch you motherfuckers next week, and hopefully I won't be as jacked up as I have been tonight. Fuck that coffee.
Yeah.
I'll catch you motherfuckers next week.
Thank you, Brody.
Thank you, Brody.
Thank
Great.
Thank you, Brody.
Love it. Couldn't agree more either.
Okay, so Brody started us off with the 2.8.
Melody, you don't have
And
to
I feel-
apologize to me. I went in
I feel like that
blind
is
to
not just generous, that is way
That's
too
setting the bar
fucking
high to me. Like, hey,
like way too motherfucking generous.
I still don't know what I'm gonna pick.
I already
We'll
do.
get there. Oh, do
Same.
you? Okay, that's fair. I usually never do until we get to that moment, because like a lot of times my ideas will change. Okay, so Chad Daddy, I'm gonna hand it to you if you got any behind the scenes, buddy.
Thankfully, it's short, so that's what
That
she
was-
said.
That's not what she said.
That's not what
Oh,
you
yeah.
So, Jordan Downey's segment Stork is a live adaptation of internet horror artist Oleg Vodovenko's art piece by the same name.
Art piece.
Oh, I've seen that.
What do you
I
like? Are we
have
talking like an
not.
actual just like painting or something? What are you talking here? Okay, fair enough. We can look that up. All right, then.
This is Katie Siegel's directorial debut. She did Stowaway. That was the girl from Hush.
Oh, wait. What's Peg Bundy's name? Her real name?
Katie Seagal.
That's what I thought you said, and I was just like, wait, what?
No,
This
Katie
is
Siegel.
Okay, never mind.
Kate Siegel. This was the first VHS film to not
Oh.
have any nudity.
Oh, the first.
Oh,
So
did
we
we lose
do-
Bobby?
Oh, he did. He froze. And Brody also changed it down to a 2.5. So I will delete his 2.8.
Oh, Bobby, you were going so great.
He
Oh,
was.
wow, these are really fucking cool.
What?
It's like a whole series of photos.
Oh, the stork.
Yeah.
Oh, is it one of those ones where it's like hyper realistic photos where it's like the not deer one where there's like those it does that too, where it's like a whole like scene in the woods that plays out, but it's individual photos.
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
We'll
look
check
at
it
me.
out later.
If you look closely at the shelves toward the beginning of Stork, you can see one of the VHS tapes has Ratma written on it, implying Warden previously hunted other creatures within the VHS universe.
Oh shit!
Wait, what?
Ratma, the fucking rat, the
Rat
rat
Man.
god, the rat god one from in the sewers. That the TV reporters were in the fucking sewers.
We haven't seen
Is
that
it-
one yet.
Oh,
I was gonna say, what the fuck one is that from?
We haven't seen that
it's
one
one
yet.
of the 80. I don't remember if it's 80 or 91.
85 or 94 or 99?
Yeah, I don't remember, but it's one of those. That
Like
one
I
was
said,
really
I haven't
good.
seen those three or Viral. So yeah.
Wow.
I feel like I have to finish it all
Bob's
out.
internet shit the bed, so
Okay, shitty.
happens. That happened to me a lot during fucking Phasmophobia.
Well, hopefully he'll get back by the end. We'll see.
Let's see. The character names of the Warden police force in Stork were chosen because they spell babies when placed together. Broom, Aubert, Bennett, Ivy, E.T., Segura.
Babies.
Babies. All right.
Kate Siegel was originally meant to both write and direct her segment. She first wanted her short to be a musical, but the producers rejected her idea. She next proposed a horror comedy segment incorporating puppets and even offered to put the production in touch with Brian Henson to involve Jim Henson's Creature Workshop. The producers also rejected this idea. Out of frustration, she finally turned to her husband, Michael Flanagan, for help. Flanagan ended up writing a treatment based on a long conversation he had with Siegel about her favorite movies and what about them appealed to her. The producers approved the segment, which Flanagan ended up adapting himself.
No shit.
Welcome back, Bobby.
Sorry, the
Welcome
internet
back,
just
sir.
like went out real quick in the whole house. So, yeah, sorry.
You're all good, dude. Huh.
All right, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of appreciate the stork
One
look
more now.
now that I've seen these photos, dude.
Like I said, man, I feel like it could have been
Yeah.
You
scarier.
gotta
They
send them
just
to
needed to
us.
like
But dude, they did so
Big
fucking
birds-
good. Like
big
literally,
birds
it's
can't be scary, right? Like, and I use this case in point. Jurassic Park 3, the scene in the fucking pterodactyl thing. That potentially could be terrifying, dude. Those things are fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
Dude, just think about fucking cassowaries.
wait, what?
okay.
Ask
Get-
Brody about them.
I
Okay.
feel like
So these big
this
fucking
is
Monsters.
this needs to be part of behind the scenes. Just let me show y'all real quick. Okay, so this is the first one.
Okay, this is exactly like what I was thinking.
Okay,
With
okay.
the not deer shit. We've seen that. We saw that shot.
Look at the badges on the ground.
That looks fucking scary as shit.
So them,
It really is
Shit.
the movie. Dude.
Oh,
yeah, it literally
Oh,
like
there's
Yeah,
the-
because there is stabbing the
having the
fucking thing.
motherfucker.
shot for shot.
Ooh, what the fuck was that, dude? That was like some brute motherfucker.
That's that big boy that shot
Wow.
the
Yeah.
knees out of, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's the construction worker with the chainsaw.
oh shit,
Look at that.
yeah.
See, I don't like the long mouth though.
Yeah, but
that's
that just gives me like Resident Evil vibes, man.
that one looks cooler than what we got in the movie. Though.
True.
See, I thought it looked like that because I thought they like shot his face off or something.
No, I felt like he stretched it out just mummy style. He was like,
That's them looking in the fucking hole.
that's cool.
Look at the babies.
Babies,
Look at the babies.
That's would have been yes.
right? We needed like
More.
weird babies following that
Look.
dude. So he's a lot bigger there.
Oh,
That is creepy as shit.
This is literally an adaptation of this
That is
shit.
very
That is
creepy.
cool as hell.
Look at that.
See, that looks kind of.
No, Brody, not monsters.
Wow.
Cassowaries, the fucking birds.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You know what, man?
holy
Okay.
shit.
I want this as my background. Like, dude, that is
That is really cool.
badass.
I
That's cool.
I'm sorry, but
That
I
makes that
appreciate it
segment actually
way more
way
now
better.
that
That is
I've
really
seen
cool.
those.
Okay, but that still doesn't take away from
Yeah.
what I said earlier. Why did you put the best segment fucking
First. No,
First.
exactly. And it should have been longer.
Yeah, dude, like I said, this could have been a pilot for a TV show.
Yes.
I would have totally bought that.
Take out the dog one.
Mhm.
Take out the dog one.
Give
First
the
of all,
time.
this movie did not need to be 2 hours,
No,
right? Like,
No.
no.
so take out the
No, it
dog
did
one,
not.
save fucking that. 4 segments. If you're gonna do the whole overlay documentary about aliens, make them be about aliens.
Yeah.
You know, Stork was. We got the meteor through the roof, so we clearly saw it was like the statue was kind of cool too. So like, are those creatures like controlled by the bird, or are they still sentient and still doing their own thing? You know what I mean? Because that one went out with the chainsaw, but like, who made the bird statue?
What's funny because that little statue thing and all the sticks and everything kind of reminded me of that fucking Easter event on Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
Okay, solid.
Okay. Well, I'll just make this the last one. Warden
Yeah.
was chosen as the name of the police task force in Stork because writers Jordan Downey and Kevin Stewart liked the idea of bringing war to the den of a monster. So that's where you got Warden.
I just liked it because I was thinking like a
Oh.
police chief warden, and it was just some like weird, like, I don't know. Did they ever come up with like what it would stand for? Because
Not that I'm aware of now.
Oh, I don't want to do that right now. That would probably take too much time, but maybe later. All right. So that's all you want to give out for now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like I said, I didn't have much. I'd like one
That's
or two
fine.
more things. It was pointless.
Much still appreciated nonetheless.
My pleasure.
All right, boys. Where did we watch
Yes.
this motherfucker?
Shutter.
Shut up.
Well, I was going to do Shutter, but I was having internet problems till I put this in, so I did.
And Steve did physical.
Okay. I bought the physical, but I watched it on Shutter because I didn't want to plug my PlayStation, and I was being super lazy yesterday.
Why is it not plugged in anyways?
Because I brought my Xbox over here to play my games on my Twitch stream, and when I moved it back, I didn't want to crawl back under my desk and disconnect everything, so I just plugged the PlayStation shit into the Xbox.
I gotcha. That's why I missed the last gen Xbox, dude, that had the extra HDMI port,
Mhm.
so you could plug your PlayStation into your Xbox just
Yeah.
to be a cock, and then still.
Yeah.
Okay. Does the cover art sell the movie? Would you rent this as a child?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, it does.
Kind of.
It is really cool.
I would rent
It's
that,
giving me
absolutely,
He-Man vibes,
yes.
and I'm all about it. All right. Douche of the film. Well, we got a lot of segments.
Dog
I'm
lady.
going with the dog
Yeah.
segment.
Dog
That
lady does
was a
seem probably
fucking-
like the biggest.
She's probably
douche.
the biggest douche.
Counter argument. Friends on the skydiving one.
All of them.
Don't
Oh,
sign your friend
yeah.
up for skydiving if they don't want to go skydiving. Don't be that person or people, whatever.
Yeah, no.
But okay. Favorite kill.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in the skydiving one, and it's not even really the kill that I liked. It was the face, the way the face looked
The
after
girl's
the alien.
girlfriend.
No, the guy.
Oh,
Where his
Oh.
face was just
Oh,
like ripped
yeah.
off or whatever the fuck it was. It looked really cool. You could tell it wasn't CGI, so I'm going with that one.
okay.
Stork head stomp.
Ooh, I'm changing mine.
Ooh.
Nope,
I
I
agree.
took it.
No, I'm gonna agree with you, Chad Daddy.
All right.
I mean, that's a good ending to it too. It's just like,
Yeah,
I do want
Right?
to agree
Like,
with
that's
that, but
almost like-
no,
But
you have to. You have to. What
I know,
other
it's-
great kill was there?
Well, all right. I'm going with it, even though it doesn't make sense. And I said it: the puking on the guy's
okay,
face. in
acid
the
burn,
segment.
puke. That's fine.
That's fair.
That's a
still
cool one.
gross and
Why am I all of a sudden drawing a blank? Was that
That was
segment 2 or
segment
2.
3?
Two.
See, that's how bad you know it is. I'm like, what segment is that in again?
I mean, the Stork one is pretty solid. There was some decent one in the aliens one though. Like, I don't think like they're all like, even the dude with the practical thing, man, with like the shit in his chest. He sold that. He just looked fucked up. He looked gross. He was like choking on his own blood. He was all scratched the fuck up on his face. Oh man, dude, I don't know. Fuck it, it's Stork, dude. I know what it is. So best scene. You know what? Fuck best scene. Just best segment.
I forgot to put
Stork.
that in. So we'll go best segment. Stork.
Stork. Yeah, hands down.
I have a
Go
top
ahead.
3, and it was like pretty much it was Stork as my 1, I'm gonna put Stowaway at 2. Live and Let Die at 3.
You said top 3, Bob.
Why am I?
Yeah, it was you got
Yeah, right there. Yeah, I'm like, why am I counting? So yeah,
Fair
Did you
enough.
say Scoops?
Stork.
Stork? Okay. So that
But
takes
yes,
us
Stork.
to
Worst segment.
worst segment, which
So
we
we know
already
what that's
said.
Fur
already.
babies. Yep.
Jeez, fuck
I
you.
hate the name even, dude.
Same. I hate when people
Ah.
call their pets that.
Thank you. No,
I
they're
hate it.
not.
And who
No,
directed
they're-
that one?
So he wasn't even the main director, though. I think it was his kid. Who was the? Because it was another long. That was
Maybe
the
his brother
other
or something, or
I don't know.
I don't know that he
think-
would have a
I don't
kid
know,
old
yeah.
enough to.
I wouldn't
How
think.
old
Why
is
not?
Jacob Long?
Why
Justin
not,
Long's
dude? You're
like my
saying,
age.
homie,
No, never
dude,
seen-
he's a little bit older than us. Damien's what, 21, 22,
24.
24?
His
So
birthday's
he
just
could be
passed.
fucking directing with you standing behind
I'm
him.
looking it up.
directing?
I'm
Sure.
looking it up.
Justin Long's 47.
Okay, that's not out of the realm of possibility.
No, it's not.
It's his brother.
Oh, he doesn't have any kids. Yeah,
He's his brother. Okay,
Christian
there
is
you
his
go.
brother.
Okay.
he's married to Kate Bosworth.
Really?
What the fuck?
What the fuck happened to her?
No clue.
What? She like completely disappeared. Like I swear, Superman Returns was the last thing she ever did.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, she probably said, "Fuck this! I don't
All
feel
right.
like doing it."
She
no
was
more.
cute.
So did the opening scene hook you in? So you know what? It
No.
kind of did. Only because I like documentaries.
Are we talking
I
about
like
the alien
documentaries.
documentary?
I would
dig
have
it.
to say your
Okay.
interlude,
I'm gonna say yes.
your overlapping.
I'll say yes
At
because I
first it
thought it was
did,
going
yes.
to connect everything together when it really didn't. So
I even like the fact that Chad is like, "Am I watching
Yes.
the right movie?" Because you're just like,
because
I-
none
I'm
of the
cool
others were broadcast like it were
No.
made to seem like a
well,
documentary.
we like once again we
No.
skip some, so we don't know.
True.
But the ones that we've seen have not.
No. I could tell you right now, they're not broadcast like this. There's like a TV broadcasting
Okay.
one, but it's not the start or interlude. It's no.
All right, most attractive character.
Indian Shakira.
Indian Shakira before she took her
I
fucking face
have
off.
to agree with that. Yes,
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll do
that
the
was
same.
not her name, but we do not know her name, so or cannot pronounce it at least. Did the score set the mood? Was there? Well, only her segment's the only one that had like a musical score. Everything else is
Yeah.
found footage, so
There
there
was
should be no
music-
score
No, I thought
I
there
wouldn't
wasn't
say
there
it's-
music in Stork.
in the car. Maybe in
Was
the car
there?
ride.
Oh, no, I could have sworn there was.
There might have been in the car ride originally,
can't
but I
remember.
didn't think so. When they were first riding into the meeting hall.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll say
But-
yes. Fuck it.
Okay. That takes us to favorite character.
Having the best song.
Wait, you skipped
I'm
best
going
song.
the whole.
Oh, I
Warden
did. Best
squad.
song. Obviously, the only
Okay.
song I guess we got.
Creepy
the
lullaby.
Ooh.
I like the Indian Shakira song. It was catchy.
It was catchy. It was,
You-
but I'm going
The
creepy,
creepy
lullaby.
lullaby was giving me some Dead Space vibes.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I'm gonna agree with Scoops.
I just wish he didn't do, like,
Lullaby.
The speed up at the end where it was supposed to be like the jump scare, you know?
Yeah.
But whatever. It was all right. It worked. That takes us to favorite character.
the whole Warden squad.
You know what? You're not wrong. I even like the main dude and the old guy
yeah.
for whatever reason the most from
Yeah.
that squad. Because like that old dude has been around for a minute, and he's definitely seen some fucking shit. But like, even though he's an asshole, like that dude would still watch your back 100%.
Yeah.
But
He'd be like, "I fucking
they're
hate
like
you,
Tommy
but
Lee
I got
Jones
you."
and Will Smith. Men in Black. Going back
Yeah.
to Men in Black again.
I can give you that.
Yeah.
All right.
Here come the men in
That was such a good
black.
movie. I need to. I didn't show that.
It's,
The
it's been
kids
a
would
hot
love it. I gotta watch that with them.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yo. Yeah.
Okay. Was it scary?
No, but like I
Really?
said, I did jump on that one fucking scene.
Hey, if it got you to jump, then that works.
You know what I would say? It's not, but the ideas and premises.
Yeah, because the aliens are
not
fucking
execution-wise.
terrifying. but
Okay,
it
I
just
feel
pulled
par.
off.
So
The scene of the alien walking up to the guy at the very last wraparound segment. That was kind of creepy.
Okay, I'll give you that.
that was
I
great.
like the 4-eye design, dude. I really do. That was
I wasn't-
weird.
First, I saw it like is that like a tracking issue or is
That's
that
what
how
I
full
thought
ride?
it was too, because there was a little bit of a bar.
There was a
and
line
then I
right
think
there.
It like goes up, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
Does it hold up today? It's only 6 months old. 7.
I don't think it
months
held
old,
up
so-
6
but
months
I didn't-
ago.
Apparently it does because it has a fucking 90% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
If you
somehow.
read all the reviews on Shudder for it, dude, people love this movie, and it's like, what?
But does it hold up for Gore and more?
No, not for
No.
me. I would probably watch Stork again, but I would not watch the entirety of this.
Yeah,
movie
that's the
for
only
that
saving
segment.
grace of this movie.
Same.
Is fucking Stork.
The three that I
See,
mentioned, I would be like,
Like
okay,
now,
I'll
when we
watch
talk
those
2,
again.
right? I would tell somebody to watch the entirety of 2 just for the fucking the third segment there, the demon one.
Mhm.
that I
Right.
didn't have subtitles on.
Well, for you, which I want you to do your homework and go back and watch that at some
I
point.
know,
with
I
subtitles. But like, you know, the other ones are pretty solid. But even for like that one alone, I would still be like, go watch the whole movie. I would never tell anybody to watch this movie just for Stork.
Just
Like,
watch Stork and shut it off.
No, I would
yeah,
say
yeah,
watch
then you're just good to go. Go find another movie after that.
But look at the pictures for Stork first. So that
Ooh,
way,
okay, lead it up. Yeah, sure.
yeah.
All right. How is the acting? It's found
all
footage.
right.
It's
It
not
works for it.
It was okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it was bad because I don't think the acting was bad. I think that everybody did what they needed.
You know what,
to
man?
do.
Acting like a dog with some weird mandibles is probably really weird. So,
Not hard. Every furry fucking does it.
do you know a lot of furries, Steve?
He
Like, I
must.
feel like you keep bringing this
Yeah,
shit
I'm
up.
curious.
I mean,
So-
you do work in school.
At
so you
one
might-
point in time, my oldest child he never dressed up, but he was like into the fandom.
okay.
And so I just did research on it to figure out like what the fuck it was because it gave me like weird vibes.
Fair.
And yeah, fuck furries, man. Fucking weird asses. Thank God he grew out of it.
Was he a brony?
He was a brony. His birthday party
Really?
for
You know what
his
sucks, though?
16th birthday
Is-
was My Little Pony themed.
Because my okay, I have nothing to say. To
We
that.
did it
I
as a
have no
joke.
retort.
Hold
I
on,
have
we
no
did it
retort.
as a joke, and me and his mom did it as a joke.
Loved it.
They loved it.
All right, well, fair enough, dude. Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say, man, is like when my kid watched that shit when she was little, the one saving grace was Weird Al was on there every once in a while. So you were like, okay, dude, I can
that's-
jam with that.
That was the only saving grace of Teen Titans Go was when Weird Al did the voice of Darkseid.
You know, dude, I actually didn't mind Teen Titans Go after a while. It took me a minute to get into that. I'm not saying it's all good.
I
But
just
there's
can't
some
get into
shit
it when I can't get into it when Teen Titans was so strong, and then they brought this in. I'm like,
No,
No.
I
love
understand
Teen
that,
Titans Go.
but Teen Titans Go, like watching it with my kid, because that's her generation, right? So I'm like, all right, I'll watch the shit.
but yeah, I
And-
love that fucking.
Dude, like Teen Titans Go, was it the one where they go to the movies? Like the actual movies of them? Dude,
Yeah.
they're fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Or have you seen the other one where they team up with the other Teen Titans?
Oh
No.
yeah.
Dude, so that one's badass. So they bring in the badass Titans from like the DC animated universe, and like Little Robin is like literally fucking like infatuated with himself. He's so ripped and fucking like he's just like pretty much touching himself to it, dude. It's fucking hilarious. And then like all the girls are like swooning over him too, or over Nightwing and shit like that. All right, back to this fucking pile of shit. We did acting, cinematography. It
found
works
footage.
because it's
It
found
works.
footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that's all there's really to
Essentially.
say about that. Premise. Now, some of the premises,
Mostly yes.
The premise,
premise-
because it's an anthology film. And I
premises
love
are-
anthology films. I'm gonna say yes.
Yes.
Except for fur babies.
All the premises were
Except
for-
solid. But
you know,
No,
I
I
feel
still-
that
it was
could
just
even
Tusk. It was just Tusk.
I know, but I'm saying fur babies, I feel, could still be done well. It just has to be completely revamped.
yes.
The idea of somebody turning somebody into dogs, I'm fine with, but like, I want
I
them to
agree.
go overboard and like add steroids and shit to them and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
So that they're almost
Make-
like werewolves.
yeah, something like that. Like, You know, like, yo, if I'm making one a pit bull, he needs to be jacked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shit. Like, I don't know. I would probably, because it was just too goofy, right? Like, that's the problem. But all right. I don't even know how we end it. So climax. Do we want to say just the climax for the interlude?
The climax for the wraparound was not.
No,
It wasn't. It was too short.
Yep.
There wasn't
No.
enough for like what they built up for. It was just like, what,
Mhm.
There
what
was
the fuck was
not.
that? It's like, bitch, you've been fucking filling my head with shit all night. What the fuck? Like,
Me
Oh, God.
yesterday.
Gene says we
Uh-huh.
need to watch Good Boy. He was telling me about this when he was over here Friday. It sounds so fucked up.
oh boy.
Wait, I think I've
Like
heard
Serbian
of this
film
movie
fucked
too.
up, or what are we talking about fucked up?
Like, this dude is so infatuated with somebody he decides to become his dog.
Oh,
And wears the dog mask.
I
I've
have
read that
heard of
one.
this.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
heard of this.
All right. Recycle, rewind, remake, reboot, reshelf. I'm recycling this motherfucker.
Recycle it, but keep Stork.
That's fair.
Okay.
If I can interject, I like
No.
just take that out.
Remake Stork as a pilot for a badass TV series.
Dude, Stork. Yeah.
Like a Warden
Well,
series. Would
yes.
fucking kill.
Honestly, not even a TV series. Give me a Warden web series, dude. Short snippets, 15 fucking minutes a pop. Badass, dude. Like,
Shudder, you have the potential right there. Here's the pitch. Make a series based just on that.
Do it.
because, dude, like, you could have them fighting
And I
anything at that
bloody-
point, dude, right?
bloody disgusting. You had your hands in this movie too, and I know you're watching because you love us. You repost our shit all the time, and just passed off as yours.
Warden
What do you want?
miniseries.
Warden series.
dude, I
Or
swear to Christ,
shorts.
if
Warden
within a
shorts,
month,
whatever.
if we within a month we get
We see an
news in
article.
a fucking warding series, you motherfuckers need to start paying us or at least sponsor our goddamn show.
Yo, just ask him, like, hey, do you want to be on the.
Or at least include us
That'd be
in
sweet,
this.
dude. I would love to be on a network.
Yeah,
Let's go. All right.
It'd be great. I would recycle.
I'm gonna
and
reshelf
reboot.
it because I have no choice but to reshelf. But I would reboot with a fucking Warden series.
Yeah, I dig it.
I'm probably never
What
gonna
else would you
open
want to
this.
see him? So I haven't seen the whatever you guys talked about the rat thing, but like out of VHS 1 and 2, what would we want to see him fight? Probably more zombies, I guess we would see because like
The
that would be
siren.
an easy one.
Demons, the
Ooh,
siren.
Siren, yes. The glitch.
Sirens.
I want to see Warden versus the glitch, bro. Let's
Ooh,
fucking
yes.
go.
Yes.
They find a way to trap it.
Dude, that's
Come
losing
on,
some
you can do
members there, man. There's no way.
Dude, you could trap it easily. Put it in a Faraday cage.
There you
Dude,
go.
would they have like a whole like underground prison of like all the weird shit they caught?
Cabin in the
Right.
woods.
Cabin of the Woods.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be
All right, I'm
great.
down
If they don't
for it.
kill them, they keep them.
How are we writing an entire
Wait,
movie
Cabin in
right
the
now
Woods
for
too.
Warden,
The-
dude? Like,
Oh shit! You know what? We're basically
No,
we're
no, it's gonna
basically
be-
just describing the one season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
we are. That's like what, like season 6, 7?
No, that was like
Later?
season 3 or 4.
Oh, is that early?
Yeah.
I don't know my Buffy. I apologize.
Call it Cabin in the Woods 2, The Warden. And it's
All right.
just the
Well,
Warden.
let's rate this motherfucker. So Brody restarted this bitch at a 2.5. So right in the mid. Bob, out of 5 bloody VHS
I'm
tapes,
gonna-
what are you giving this bitch?
I'm actually going to go a little lower and say a 2.2.
Deuce. Scuba, what are you giving for 5 bloody VHS tapes?
If I could give Warden its own score, I would totally give it like a 4.5. But since I can't, I'm gonna
Okay,
give
even
the
out.
whole movie a 1.8.
All right. Sounds about right. Chad Daddy.
I'm going slightly higher than Bobby and giving it a 2.2 because Stork was pretty strong, and I didn't completely hate the Stowaway.
Okay.
I still think that could be expanded to be
Yeah.
a great Outer Limits episode if we still had the Outer Limits. So
That
it's
was the
2.2.
last one, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And Stork was good. Everything else was Poo Town. Concept wise, sure, but I don't know, man. Yes, Brody. Okay, hold on. I'll just put that up. I'm not even reading all that up.
Brody must be absolutely terrified of scarecrows.
Warden fighting possessed scarecrows in a cornfield that was made on a burial ground. I mean, scarecrows are cool, and they just don't get enough like good old school horror love. So I'm agreeing with it.
Yeah, but they're kind of like
no,
they're kind
they
of like
don't.
mummies. They're kind of one.
Yeah,
note.
but there are mummies, dude. Anyways, even though they're not.
Oh God! Oh shit! Thanks. No, I just had a fucking flashback to The Office when Kevin just realized that mummies are real.
Oh Jesus.
Bobby remembers, don't you? He's like, wait,
Yes, I
mummies
do.
are real? Why would you put these things in a museum?
I think I'm gonna go with Scuba, man. I think I'm gonna go with the 1.8. Like the Stork is solid, but the other 5 segments, whatever the fuck, is I don't know. The payoff for the interlude is sucks. Dog one sucks. CGI is Poop Town and the others. So 1.8 for me, and that gives it a 2.1 for 2024's VHS Beyond.
Scoops' face.
That's right. That is not
I'll take it.
a filter, by the way.
That's real. I'll take it. Hey,
You know
I'll
what?
take it.
I'm not
It
going to
is
lie,
what it
Bob. I
is.
thought that was going to come in a lot lower before we started talking tonight.
I thought so too.
I think talking about Stork kind of reinvigorated
Yeah.
everybody a little bit
Yep.
about it. That's why we had to talk about it last, right? Save the best.
That's because it was so strong.
Listen, like I said, hey, I thought VHS 1 and 2. I figured Beyond's got to be
It's
good.
crapshoot,
I was
man.
wrong.
Yeah, it is, dude. And especially with anthologies, dude,
About-
it's so hard to find even one. Usually there's always one standout one versus the rest, right? Like
Unless you get an anomaly.
Trick or
movie like
Treat
Trick
is-
or
Even
Treat,
yeah, because
which is-
when you look at Creepshow, even it had a dog story with that fucking the cockroaches one that was stupid.
yeah, and that was just kind of like, whatever, dude. It was
Yeah, I like
okay,
that.
but
I actually like all those. I like all those. segments.
so Chad Daddy, what do we cover next week, brother?
Next week is one of your picks, big guy. We are covering Haunt.
Okay. So
I
I
love
personally
Haunt.
really enjoy this movie.
Oh, I love it.
I do own it.
I love it.
I will say it's not the best movie by any means. There's definitely like some holes and shit like that, but I think it's a fun movie. It's one personally that if you've never seen it,
I have not.
make a bowl of popcorn, turn your brain off, sit back and watch it. It's a solid, especially for Halloween. It's in my rotation for Halloween now. It has been since it came out 2019. Actually, TJ told me about this movie when it came out, so I got to thank him for it.
I have.
Oh shit, dude!
Look
Bob
at
went
Mr.
fucking
Fancy Pants.
wow.
Wow.
With the posters and the pins. It's
God
all
damn,
underneath
dude.
here. Hold on.
Bob fucking went all out.
I've never even
the
heard of this
yeah.
movie.
really.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of one that you've always wanted, right? And for some reason, it has never existed. People run a haunted house at Halloween that want to kill people.
Here are the pins. Here are the pins, all the
Nice.
posters of the killers, and a map of the haunted house.
Oh, that's solid.
Killers. There's more than one.
There is a total of 6, and that's all I'll tell you. Just go watch it. I'm a big
Like I
fan
said,
of this movie,
it's-
and that's all I'm going to say. I love it.
It's a fun movie, especially if you like haunted houses. It's a solid. Dude, there's some cool designs in it where I'm like, I want to go through this haunted house, not this haunted house, but like a mock-up of that haunted house. Yeah. So you guys have not seen it. It'll be fun to talk about that next week. Could go either way. I know some people don't like it. But
Fuck 'em. I'm kidding.
I like my slashers, dude, and this is one that I enjoy. So Brody says Haunt is great. Okay, so that's 3 on 3 that have seen it.
From Rowan.
Brody also said, "Is this better
Rowan.
than Witchboard or Killer Tomatoes?" Yes, it is. I would watch VHS Beyond before I'd watch Witchboard
Either
or
of
Killer
those
Tomatoes
films,
again.
Yes. Yes.
I
I
could
agree.
sit through this again before either of those.
Witchboard definitely. Killer Tomatoes, I don't know, man. I might be able to watch it.
I do
Nah.
not need to see Killer Tomatoes ever again. It was
All I need to hear are the
I'm
songs.
putting Killer
I don't need to
Tomatoes
watch
2
the-
in the next year.
Depth was fine though. That one's good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but then you know something? That's when I'm going to give you my bomb pick.
Oh, bitch.
I would do the steel pick at that
Oh.
point, but
Does that come through very loud? Because it's not very loud.
I would
It's
say
not very.
it's probably pretty
It
solid.
comes
That's-
through enough where you hear it.
This sounds better. That's louder.
That's very loud.
Warning!
I
You're about to
Why
be
do I feel
bombed.
like we're on,
Danger, Will Robinson.
why do I feel like
I
we're on
hear
double
that and I
care?
think of
that's the sound
Flanders.
of the physical challenge.
I hear that and I think of Flanders going, "Oh, I see. We've got something going on here." That's when he rules the world and Homer's got to leave. and,
Looks
Hom-
like we got a negative Nelly in sector 2.
and Homer's like, "These wieners will give me the juice to get away."
Oh, so
What's-
you know what? I did not.
What's
look
that
up
jerk
this-
Flanders doing on TV?
I believe Haunt is on Shutter. Last I checked, but let me.
I believe it is, but I think you could get it like pretty much mostly where streaming is. I think it's on Prime as well. I could be wrong.
Let's see. Haunt
It's in my
20.
Amazon cart. I'll get it before next week.
It is on Stars, YouTube, Hulu, Fubo,
Oh, I got Hulu.
Roku, all that. Okay, so it says premium subscription, so I don't know if it's through like Stars on Hulu or something. Like I said, I'm pretty sure because I want to say it was almost a Shutter exclusive, so I think it's on Shutter. So I would check there first.
Yeah.
But alrighty, is there anything else that we want to say? We're past our
We're
2
past
hour
two
mark.
No,
hours.
no.
Yeah.
Next week we'll do nerd news because
We went longer than the movie that we bitched about itself. All right, boys. That being said, Bob, you can start us off, homie.
This is your killing machine, Bobby Amone, saying join us next week for Haunt. Halloween is just a slight little early here, so join us for that. Like and share, please. We greatly appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
This is your host of the Ghost, the Prince of the Paranormal, the Duke of the Dead, the Ghost Daddy himself, Lord Scoopacabra, saying, I will see you next week. Boo, motherfucker.
This is your Dark Mode of Knowledge, your Chad Daddy, way down yonder in the Chattahoochee, saying, join us next week for Haunt, because around here, it's always spooky season.
Yes, it is.
Damn right it is. Yo, side note, did you notice that the stores are already putting shit out? Our Michaels already has a whole Halloween section out, dude, ready to go.
I'm
So
gonna
it's
be
not
going-
really that early. It's starting, baby.
We don't
I'm
even have a
going
Michaels
shop-
anymore.
I'm going shopping soon.
There you go. That's all that matters. And that being said, I'm Not So Mean Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D saying thank you once again, Gorehounds, for joining us on another fantastic episode of the Gore More podcast. Like the boys said, next week we're watching Haunt. So check that shit out. Join us with your thoughts, please and thank you. Whether you hate them, like them, whether you hate us, like us, whatever. You know where to find us. And other than that, stay fresh, cheese bags.
Alien double head dick.
Stork penis.
Oh, fat.